be honest.
Not even
Uh,
remotely close.
yeah.
It didn't help I was dead last week.
Yeah, stealth being absolutely dead. So, first off, everyone do big stretch, check your water, make sure you got it. And for those that
I
are
love mine.
watching, welcome once again to Beyond Etheria. The episode today is called The Sandbox. The players will find out why shortly.
Oh
The
no.
fuck?
Alright. I fear this day was gonna come. Created listed. Alright guys.
I
He's going
So
to
one
eat my
thing we're
guest.
going.
go.
So if everyone hold on a second, we're gonna be doing a
Alright.
couple of tests real quick just to make sure that everything is working on my end, because I want to try and get some stuff working. So we're going to. Wonderful.
Excellent.
All right, so that came through, and then that kind of comes through, but I gotta fix the volume on that, so I'll do that in a second. So past that point, just check it again. A little bit. I gotta fix it a little bit. All right. So past that, I
would
got
like
that
a
stuff going.
recap, please.
So, my voice is coming through good. My son pulled out my hair ties. My hair is just holding itself together by the seat of his pants, and so we are here for it. Right now, we got some quite bitter things going on. We're going to change that song up in a minute. As we get ready to
Rumble.
rumble. Correct. So, where we were last time. First off, I apologize for not holding a session last week. I was dead to the world as well as the rest of our players. So we decided to just take the night off and kind of chill out. But this time we are all here and we are ready to partake in the shenanigans. So
We have a name list.
we do have a name list. So to give everyone a
I almost
quick...
didn't. Almost didn't.
You're good, bud. I hope you've been feeling good. We haven't been hearing from you.
Exhausted, dog. Oh, I'm all right.
Wonderful.
Kid's birthday today, though.
Oh, hell yeah. Tell him happy birthday.
Hey, happy birthday.
There were a bunch of weirdos you could roleplay with on the internet said happy birthday.
Yeah.
Damn right. He knows who at least two of these people are, so.
Yeah. So it's not complete and total weirdos.
Yeah.
No, I'm just the only weirdo. I'm the only weirdo. It's fine.
We know.
I mean, weirdo doesn't even start to explain it, but sure.
So, a quick recap from last week. For those that missed it, including my players that missed it, what had happened was that the players found themselves in front of Clem, the finance wizard, who, in this instance, was in a large gilded form and was towering over the party as insults had been thrown and he had become enraged. The party, seeing that there was nothing good to come of this except mutual destruction, took a step back and decided to try and play his own mentality against him by offering him a bit of money and asking him of that they would like to secure their financial well-being. They were able to turn the tide in his favor and win his mercy in this instance. He asked them a few questions in turn of, what would you like this money to do? What would you like your portfolio to invest into? What would you like to build? And a long conversation happened between him and the players until eventually he sent them away, giving them directions to where they need to go and giving them a few gifts along the way. Creed received a book that was owned by an old wizard, a friend of a friend that he had known for a long time. It seemed to give him a grace of the power that this friend once had, allowing him to cast a small number of spells to help him survive the hellscape that he has found himself in ever since the Godfall. Nez, in his infinite wisdom as the engineer of the group, found himself being given a backpack that gave him additional arms to work with. Okros received a small duffel bag that, when given the correct words and opened, turned itself into a portable kitchen where he could create delicacies that could help those around him. With all of these being received, they continue moving forward. You're going to go save lives. Thank you, Carson. With all this, they move forward towards the lighthouse, moving through the city streets, hunkering down and keeping ears and eyes open. The sounds of rifle reports echoed out throughout the town as other teams had entered. Unbeknownst to them, they were quickly taken down by the monsters the party had seen prior. The party, unable to help them, continued moving, eventually making it to the lighthouse, where they found themselves in front of it, and between them, a mound of dirt, and then a hole that led beneath the lighthouse. The players scooted around the mound of dirt and searched inside the building. They found that it leaned slightly from the impact and that there was dust and such laying around. Nothing of use or importance was found, besides the fact that it was mostly intact. Then they decided that it was time to investigate the hole. Setting up a post and rope, they went down, and unfortunately they were met with a set of eyes that multiplied very quickly from 1 to 4 to 8 to 20. As the shifting mass began to crawl out of the hole with great speed and vigor to consume the party that had come to investigate what had landed. Then began the fight, as this creature came up out of the hole, a amalgam of legs and arms and mouths, staring down the three individuals, looking to hopefully consume them for its next meal. All the mouths chattered and clacked with teeth, and it smelled of death. The party fought valiantly, finally realizing the scale of this monster. Creed launching himself from the roof of the lighthouse onto its back. Okros delivering pain where he could. Nez firing whatever he could into it, until he remembered the egg. Pulling out the large ostrich egg from his bag, he launched that at the amalgam of troll parts, the monster that sat in front of him, landing it into one of its many mouths. In that instance, the troll began to panic as its digestive tract suddenly stopped and began to go in reverse. Bile spewed from every hole in its body. All of its mouths that it had spawned began to panic and retch, its eyes darting, giving the party opportune time to take it down. After a number of attempts and damage being done, the monster finally fell, and the party was able to investigate further. They found a crystal inside the hole. They simply dealt with it, knowing that this was what was causing the shimmer to create these monsters. They simply destroyed it, and as they did, they saw the ground above them begin to shift and bend. They began to scuttle out of the hole as quickly as they could, pulling their friends behind them. Once they exited, they saw the lighthouse begin to cave in and fall into the hole the meteorite had made. Once all was said and done, the dust began to settle, the shimmering wall disappearing, the frozen winds of Glacier Keep coming back to pass, the frost beginning to settle on the green leaves that had sprouted underneath this artificial spring. The three members were then approached by soldiers, simply asking how long they had been there. They tell them the time has passed, and the party goes back with them to the guard post that was built outside the city. As they go back, they see that winter has fully set in. The town has begun to be covered with snow, the green and rotting shapes of these creatures poking out from the snow-tipped rooftops. But no longer does it seem that it is now exempt from the rules of the world around it. Magic had begun to surge back in, or in this case, back out. You could hear the twisted screams of the monsters as their bodies began to decay rapidly, whatever holding them together, giving way to the natural order of things. The feathers that poked out of Nameless's body from the wounds he had suffered began to fall off, as if being one to molt. The vines and veins that had grown into the neck and torso of Nez seemed to rescinde, rescind, and dissipate. The only thing left a small scar where the barbs had jabbed him. Even Aura herself, the scales seeming to fall away, her skin returned normal as they walked, her eyes returning to the round pupil shapes of the triads. Her skin no longer rough, the same color as it was before, no longer gray and dull. All of you were tired. You had been fighting in a situation that, at any trek in pass, could have ended your lives, and you finally made it to the lighthouse and dealt the final blow to the creature that had created this madness. With the shimmering wall of light gone and you returning to the guard post, you spoke with the commander swiftly and told him that the town now held monsters that were being dealt with by the natural order, and that all that would need to do would be to sweep it, clear it, clean it, and people would be able to return. The only building you asked they did not touch was the financial tower in the north. That was a promise that was given to the wizard that sat on the top of that tower, and that his promise to help rebuild Glacier Keep would go into full effect now that the shimmering light was gone. Afterwards, you spoke with the guard captain, and he agreed to what needed to be done. He simply gave you transport and pointed you back towards New Haven. The carriage trotting along, all of you falling asleep in the back as the hours passed and the horses dragged the carriage forward. Eventually, you found yourself back in the temperate zone of the southern part of this region, where the snow no longer fell, but a soft spring breeze had come through, a bit with a chill bite, but nothing none of you have ever felt before. You arrived back in New Haven and found yourself back in the center of the bustling city, of one that has continued to gain populace and refugees, all wearing the same yellow armbands that you now wear and have worn since the beginning. As you approach to cheers. You approach to clamor and celebration, as whatever forces had taken this region, that had settled their talons and their teeth into the townspeople that had existed here before the Godfall, have been pushed back. Westminster has been cleared and the harbor is now open. People have begun to ship things out and take those in that could escape. Thurble has been removed from oppression. The farms completely open, the resistance being able to grow food and supplies that is needed to make things happen within their own towns and settlements. The Broken Talon stands tall, no longer infested by monsters made of flesh and bone or surrounded by the armies of the dead, but simply that of a fortress that stands on the southern part. Soldiers have already begun to go there to not only reform it, but to look for lost weapons and technology that had been left behind during the initial fall. As you returned to New Haven, you even saw caravans leaving New Haven towards Glacier Keep, filled with supplies and tools to rebuild what was broken. So you stand within this crowd as they begin to chant your names, celebrating your accomplishments, saluting you for who you are, heroes in the wrong place at the right time. And so you were approached by Leandros. He seems happy, a smile cracking the stoic face of the Goliath, the commander that has led you through all of this, and that the person you have saved multiple times from his own hubris, from his own follies of trusting those around him during a cataclysm beyond his own recognition. He also celebrated your accomplishments. You have grown significantly since you first arrived. And so you continue to do so. He simply tells you that Ravenholm is in his grasp and that soon home will be found again. But that is not why he is celebrating. That is something that he will take care of on a personal note, as he has his own reasons for taking back his home fortress. Besides that of having something to call his own that is not New Haven, a place that he grew, that he flourished, and hopefully will once again do so. Because that you have done the impossible. You have taken back the region, which means the next leg of your journey has opened up in front of you. You had all had visions of a temple in different locations, mind you, in different areas. But temples nonetheless that you need to find and awaken for a reason beyond your understanding that the Eternal Watch has asked you to do. And he just seems excited for you because now we get to take the fight back to those that have oppressed the people that have brought nothing upon themselves. You now get to play the part of the heroes that legends and songs are spoken of. And it starts today. His smile continues to grow as he turns and he yells your names across the crowd growing in size and volume. Cheers to the heroes of New Haven, to those of old, comparable to the legends that had graced us before. May their hands slay the gods and bring back peace and stability to a world that deserves it. You have found allies and such in this first leg of your journey. You have found individuals that at first one would not have imagined them to be helpful, but here they stand. They stand in unison with you at the centerpiece. A feeling that sets uneasily with some of you, not being used to being at the center, or some too used to it, with fear pulling at your heartstrings of what could happen next. But the celebration envelops you and pulls you in. You all spend the next few hours celebrating and doing what you wish is necessary. And so now I ask you, with this opportunity in front of you, knowing the next leg of your journey remains open, what do you do to celebrate, knowing that you have accomplished something that was never thought possible to start with? We'll start with Aura.
I just hang out, have a good time, and celebrate the wins that we've accomplished. That's what I do. I'm taking the day off.
Taking the day off.
Yeah, we're celebrating. We can worry about our imminent deaths later.
All right. Mr. Creed, what do you
Creed's
do?
gonna be Creed's gonna be angsty. So if you'd like more positivity, I'd go with that first.
All right. What is Angsty Creed going to do?
As everyone's cheering, he's going to politely, find a way out of the room, keeping a happy face, and he's going to find the nearest room where he can sit by himself for a while because he's he's heard all of this before, and it's doesn't quite hit the way it did the first time around. because he's thinking back to what. No, 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 not that, Rexus. Not that at all. Uh, but like it's the last time he heard cries like cheers and excitement like this was not too long before he went to High Charity, and a lot of things he's been kind of pushing down are coming back up. Is this going to happen again? Is it going to be finding himself so far in the future once was bad enough? He doesn't know if he could do it again. So, and I'd say probably shortly after he's going to find someone who had a list of the casualties, and he's going to add them to his book. Because all those fights he thought weren't real were. And those were people giving their lives for a good cause. And he could have done something to help them. But he instead believed they were not real. So, like I said, Creed's going to be kind of angsty. Everyone else is enjoying the festivities, and he's just piling more onto his own back that he has no control over. So,
Fair enough. Mr. Nameless.
I'm just gonna walk around confused because I have no idea what happened. I was sleeping the whole time.
you're a hero. Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, yeah.
All right. Mr. Nez.
I'm going to use my Helping Hands backpack and go around with everyone carrying drinks and saying, "Drink with me." Because I'm happy that we finally actually accomplished what we wanted to do in this area.
All right. Give me a Constitution save, please.
Her.
Aha.
Just like, yeah, we're here, so I don't care. A 10. Ooh, that was a 2. Roll. I'm
So
so
you're
happy I have a +8.
So you do that and you start to feel it. You're having a time. You're not too far gone, but you're definitely feeling it. But yeah, so Nez, you easily go around and you hand out drinks and you drink with people. You're definitely a little bit light on your feet, so to speak, after a couple hours. Mr. Okros.
Ashland's or is
Okros
getting
would
drunk
have
too.
set up his fancy new portable stall and started basically just set up like a freaking roadside stall to cook for people for the festival.
Very good.
Yes, he is excited to test out his new kitchen.
All right. So, with all that and all of you picking up different things to do over the course of the celebration, it goes on for 4 or 5 hours. Something that's small as the town gets together to celebrate you. Nightfall has occurred, and it is getting late. The doors to New Haven are open, and of course, you know where your barracks is, or, well, the townhouse essentially, that all of you stay in when you're not on adventures. You all gather yourselves there as the night continues on, some of you getting there earlier than others, some of you arriving later. Eventually, all 5 of you find yourselves in the main living room of this townhouse. Some of you a little bit drunker than others, some of you more solemn, some of you sitting quietly and waiting. But all 5 of you are here in this room for a moment where you're not fighting for your lives, where you can just simply exist. What do you do?
Well, Laura's half drunk, so she's just gonna lay on the floor.
Creed is just going to silently go over his equipment, make note of anything that's damaged, and sharpen his blade.
Probably gonna do routine maintenance on Lucifer, make sure he's all good.
Yep. Okros is pretty much just happily humming to himself because he got to use his new kitchen and he's like just kind of sorting that, getting it all put away properly again.
All right. So, as all of you sit quietly and go over your nightly duties and routines, putting yourselves into the position of making yourselves understanding of what may come the next day. You all feel no conversation happening. As you can see, you're all deep in your own thought of whether it's looking through your equipment, your journals, organizing your kitchenette, maintaining your weapons and armor and gear. And it's just the tinkering and sound of tools is what kind of just drives the sound in the room while you're all there. Nothing exciting happens, no one busts through the door, no bells are rung, no screaming is heard, besides that of those who wish to party and continue to do so. And so you all stay in that room for about an hour working on different things, maybe having small talk between each other here and there. But for most of you, you just use as time as reflection of waiting. You eventually all become tired, or at least begin to feel it, and find yourselves all shuffling off to your rooms to get a good night's rest. A rest that is not in any aspect threatened for once in many weeks. You all gain a nice long rest and wake to the morning church bells within New Haven. What do you do?
Well,
Roll
first I
over,
walk
go
up and I
back to
say, top of the
sleep.
morning.
Roll over, go the fuck back to sleep.
Um, hmm,
Is there not a New Haven map anymore?
There is, I just haven't pulled it up.
Okay.
Would you
uh,
please pull it up, apparently? Manners.
please and thank you.
Uh,
Let's see.
confirm. Long rest.
Ah, yes, that would be a good idea to do as well.
Ravenholm, Head Thunder, Axgonby, Radrick, Northam. Where is my New Haven map?
Is it buried in one of the black squares?
It's somewhere. Monster, Thurble, Sheltered Arms, Setland, Deathlands, McCrag, Museum, Cave Entrance, Volcar, Glacier, Ravenholm, Martyr's Wake, St. Joanna, St. Radrick, Saints of
Because we have a
Welcome.
glacier keep up here already.
Yes, I'm aware.
Yes.
I guess it has disappeared. Well, then instead we'll just do this. Backdrop.
What the?
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
So, Aura, you hear the church bells and you just decide to go back to sleep.
Yep. Ain't no going to church for her. No thanks.
It's not what the bells signify, but sure.
The fuck do they signify then if they're church bells?
Well, that's
'Cause-
for whom the bell tolls.
They could
Do
also just
not
be
get him started.
ringing at like the top of the morning to be like,
Mhm.
would you rather that or would you rather Reveille play?
Reveille, please.
Oh yeah.
Church bells make me want to go back to sleep. Reveille actually might get me at.
Anyway, Aura goes back to sleep. Who does what now? As the bells go off and you realize that it is the top of the morning. What do?
I don't know what the action's called, but like the where you like lean back and then you like kick yourself up.
Oh, a kip stand,
A
or
kip
I
up?
think kip
A
up.
kip
Yeah.
up?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, but that's what Creed does. He grabs his items and it's like, well, plenty of day to go. We're all just going to lay in bed, or
Yep. Pulls
Okros
blanket
is
over
going
his
to
head.
be getting his portable kitchenette ready again to make a gourmet meal for everybody.
Very good.
Aura's now officially pulled her blanket over her head too because Creed has decided to be loud.
oh
Okros starts singing opera. No.
no. When he sees Okros open his mouth, he holds a hand up. Creed's gonna walk over and he's gonna like squat next to Aura's bed. You should just stay in bed.
Yes! Go away, Creed.
Creed's gonna cast thaumaturgy
Very
and
good.
scream, "I don't believe you're allowed to!" And that's gonna boom up to 3 times as loud as normal. So that's gonna be like right
Yes.
in her ear.
That
Do I
yeah.
have tingly fingies?
Like a megaphone in her ear.
Yes,
Jeez.
exactly.
Do I have tingly finglies right now?
Tingly
Well, I don't know about
What-
tingly finglies,
what-
but your freaking ears are probably ringing.
What in the sweet Jehoshaphat is tingly fingies?
I want to zap him with something.
Also, I'm just gonna
You
throw it
want
out
to
there.
zap him with something?
I'm pretty sure you would have disadvantage on that, anyways, because you're currently deafened.
And disoriented.
I was gonna thorn whip him, but that will cause damage, and I don't want to damage.
Don't for you're the damage you're hearing is not service related, by the way. I feel like I should mention that.
Shush. Shush face.
You don't have like zappy fingers either, because if I create a bonfire, it'll light him completely on fire. I can't do anything.
Also, whatever you do to me goes right back to you. So,
I need something. Can I
so
put myself in a, can I put myself in a fucking bubble? Is my bubble still? No, I don't. Fuck. Okay. Well, Aura's gonna roll off the bed and hit the floor screaming at him.
Cool.
wonderful. You're up.
You motherfucking knockoff brand fucking bull child.
What? What does a wish have to do with this?
You are a fucking walking steak. I hope you know this.
See, you're just upset that you can't hide in bed all day.
I'm just
The-
upset because you ruptured my fucking eardrums, you knockoff commander.
First of all, I am a commander. Second of all, if you were like the rest of the adults here, you'd understand you can't hide in bed all day.
I can do as I fucking please. I'm a goddamn hero, motherfucker.
No, you're an elf. There's a difference. Sorry, you're a sea elf. My apologies.
An elf that's a hero, ya biatch. Let me go back to bed. She's gonna try and scramble back up into bed and curl up in a ball.
Give me a dexterity save at disadvantage because you're disoriented from the thaumaturgy. I need a dex check at disadvantage. So roll me twice, take the lowest.
Two
Alright, fair.
savers, I know.
Get a 6.
I have a 6.
So you take the 6 and you don't really make it up in there. You try your best and it's an oof. It's an oof and a half.
Try your best, you don't succeed.
Please do not.
No, it's just that line. I just want to go back to bed. Why do you have to be such a frickin' twit, Creed?
Because there's plenty to be done, and there's no time
Can we
like the
not?
present.
Can we not have a little bit of a goddamn break?
I would
Like-
call you getting drunk last night a bit of a break, personally,
I
but
wasn't drunk. I was inebriated. There was a difference. I've been drunk. This was not that. Let me live. The sun is out. The birds are singing. The people are happy. Can I not have a goddamn break?
see, the first part of that applies to your statement. The sun's out, as birds are singing, the people are happy, and you want to hide in bed. Fine. Fine.
Okay, thanks.
The rest of the
Okay,
adults shall leave. You
Okay,
stay in
bye.
bed.
Bye.
And, he's out the door.
Have a good day.
He's just said, fine, whatever. I'm out of here. All right, so that was something that happened.
Well, I was gonna crawl back into bed now.
You do so, like a nerd.
I don't like people. I'm trying to take a break. Well-deserved vacation. She's been through a lot.
A well-deserved vacation. Very good.
People saving can happen later, maybe at 2 p.m.
All right. So, Creed and Okros, you two are in the main floor of the townhouse with the kitchenette open, food being cooked, and the rest of you just start to wake up slowly to the smell of whatever Okros is cooking.
I was gonna say, probably because I got some time. I want to try and run to grab some more supplies, so I
What
can make
kind of supplies?
like flashbang, like the gunpowder and stuff, so I can make like maybe flashbangs or trip flares or grenades, like so that way
Yeah.
I actually have supplies this time.
Did you want to eat breakfast first, or you just want to run out and grab it?
Depends on how like early, or if breakfast is just gonna be ready like right when I go down. Yeah, if I have time to go run and grab it while he's making it and get back for it, depending on whatever it's gonna be.
All right, we'll just say that you run and grab it real quick and come on back. And it's not hard to find what you're looking for. The people in New Haven know you and know what you need. So, easy enough to get your hands on some flash powder and other supplies to make very basic and primitive explosives and flares.
Creed's going to sit down, and as soon as some delicious fresh coffee is ready, he's going to have himself a cup, and he's going to read the book.
Very good. So, with some nice Jesus, I keep thinking differently. Spice Pirate coffee in front of you, trademark. You have a nice little sit down and you start reading through the book as Okras continues to cook a delicious smelling meal right in front of your eyes. Pans and utensils flying every which way in that as he seems to just be in his own trance, just whispering to himself as he continues to pull things together. But you take a nice solid read of this book. You're intrigued and concerned for what this book may entail, as you know the name of the person it belongs to, as well as the fact of it wouldn't just fall into your lap for no reason. As you begin thumbing through it, you see the memoirs and mementos and notes that were left over that you saw previously in the financial tower. But you also see what looks to be how-to guides, lessons, if you will, written by Max himself. It seems that in here he bestowed a portion of what he knew and a way for you, as the person he wished for it to be found by, to be able to learn to use magic beyond your normal limiters that you have currently. And that if you follow the steps, that you should be able to cast things beyond imagine and hopefully become stronger than the gods that you'll be facing.
Wonderful. Just wonderful. Do I learn anything new? Because you said there was some fun stuff in the back of the book.
So, as you haven't read fully through the book yet, you don't really gain any powers quite yet, but the fun stuff in the back that you see seems to be down on the line of spells. Things written in a language that you're not entirely sure what they mean and what they are. It's hard to essentially tell what you're looking at. You can see that it's words, but it's a bunch of gibberish. It makes no sense to you. You try to make some kind of odd and end from it, but it's difficult. You can't really seem to put your finger on what exactly it means. You try to sound it out. You try to write it differently, upside down, backwards, trying to see if maybe you just weren't reading it right. But as you start to look into it deeper, you imagine that it's things that Max wishes you to learn as you go, or maybe if there's something that you are to do, it will unlock with time. Past the notes and diary you see in the beginning, that's all that really is to it. Is the diary, a how to be a wizard guide, and then what you imagine to be would be something that he took out of his own tome and stitched it into this book for you.
Reed's just gonna slowly run his hand down the page and just close the book and put it away.
All right.
He's just gonna sit there and watch a spice pirate cook breakfast for people.
Very good. You see Okros continue to cook to his wildest imagine. You see Nameless joins the group as he comes downstairs. You see Nez come back through the door, a large bags over his shoulders of supplies.
Sorry, what?
You see Nameless comes downstairs. Nez comes through the door with bags of stuff.
Oh, sorry. That my brain didn't connect those. I'm sorry. I was like, what? Greed's gonna get up and offer to give Nez a hand moving some stuff to tables.
Oh, thanks, Creed.
Oh, Where do
this
you?
point, at this point,
Oh,
Aura's gonna come rolling down the stairs, like groggily, because she can't sleep. Head ringing. Creed, I hate you.
Be honest. Every day I'm more and more. Every day that goes by, I am more and more fine with that.
I'm not that terrible. You're just a pain. I just wanted a couple more hours of sleep, but that wasn't okay.
To each their own.
Aura's gonna sit at the table and just glare at him.
The Aura special. Got it.
Yeah. Continue your conversation. Don't let me disrupt.
I was gonna say I'm gonna grab a cup of coffee now.
Yeah, everyone joins in on the coffee and pleasantries as you all prepare yourselves for the morning and what may lie ahead. As you know that Leandros doesn't wait very long for much, and that if the temples need to be opened so that you can eventually make your way to fight the gods and save what's left, then time is of the essence, and bringing the fight to them seems to be the most important. And no sooner do you think that, and that the thought crosses your mind, does a loud knock rap against the door.
Aura will get up and go answer it. Hello?
You hear a stern voice from behind the door. I imagine you're all awake?
Regretfully, yep.
Well, the
Creed
War
made
Master
sure
would
I was
like to
awake.
see you.
Sure he would.
Wonderful.
Or-
Thank you for letting us
or-
know.
Aura's gonna turn around and yell at the guys. Yo! Our slave driver needs us.
Ugh. I'd rather you not call him that.
I'd rather you not have woken me up. Looks like we're both having wishes this morning.
You should have more respect for him than that.
I
I'm
mean, I'll
grumpy.
respect it when we get paid.
I'm grumpy. My fucking head hurts. Respect is earned. So far, I don't earn. Nothing's been earned, and my head hurts. Just because he has you wrapped up in a whip, don't mean he got the rest of us wrapped in a whip.
Creed is going to stand up and make his way towards the door, stopping by Aura. He's going to turn
Yes.
and like
Yes,
make eye
Creed.
contact with her,
Yes,
and then
Creed. How can I help
he's
you?
gonna flick her nose and just open the door and walk out.
Did he just flick my fucking nose?
Yes.
Aura's gonna look at the others and be like, "Did he just?" And then she's gonna be like, "Okay, whatever. It could have been worse."
Okros is just sitting there smirking while he continues to make food and stuff.
Aura's gonna yell at the door. At least you didn't pat me on the head, you behemoth.
Don't want to touch you that much.
You just touched me.
Bridge.
Aura's gonna close and lock the door so he can't get back in.
All right.
Now
So
that he's gone, let's enjoy our morning, guys.
you say as you see the rest of the party also preparing to go meet with the War Master.
No. We stay here. We get 1 day off. One. Sit down. Enjoy your day. Leandros and Captain Bossy Pants can wait. As she does her flappy hands trying to get them to sit down.
I can imagine the triad trying to flappy hands at the barbarian, the changeling, the tabaxi, and just be like, no, sit down. And all of them look at you, go, what?
We get 1 day off. Do not let the party poopers poop on our party. Sit. Sit, sit, sit.
I'm basically just gonna look at her and go, "Well, I'm enlisted now, so I kind of have to listen." Just get up.
I'm enlisted. Oh.
She's gonna let him leave. You 3 sit. Yay. 2, you 2 sit. Yay. Don't leave. You get a day off. Doesn't a day off sound nice? Nameless, we haven't even been paid yet. We've put our lives on the line how many times and we ain't got nothing for it. We ain't even been paid. That one's getting paid. We're not. She's
No
gonna
one's
say
gotten
no first.
paid.
Stealth gets paid.
I haven't gotten paid yet.
Oh, you got
Literally, no one has received money yet because you guys haven't been back to New Haven.
Oh,
like,
well,
like for a significant amount of time. This is the first time you've actually been here longer than like a day.
well, we're taking a day off. Leandros and Captain Party Pooper can wait. Well, Laura's trying to get them to take the day off. I don't think she's gonna win.
All right. Well,
She's
Nameless
gonna
and
stand there with her arms
Okros,
crossed.
you see a pouting and flappy-handed sea elf in front of you. What do you do about it?
Not a goddamn thing from what I'm
So-
hearing.
So I feel like I'm gonna turn around, look at Aura, look at everyone else at the door, turn back, look at Okros. Can I have another cup of coffee?
Okros will just kind of blankly stare at Aura and prepare another cup of coffee.
Oh, I got Nameless. Yes, that's the last one she thought she'd get. It was the paycheck, wasn't it?
No, it's either sitting here drinking a cup of coffee or going walking to talk to somebody that I don't have to listen to. I'm gonna pick coffee all the time. Probably could have been an email.
Probably could have been a carrier pigeon, but yes. So now that she realizes Nameless is saying
The
she's gonna
pigeon's
look at
name is
Okros.
Emmanuel. It's an email. What do you mean?
So now that she realizes she's got Nameless staying with her, she's gonna look at Okros. Okros, are you staying too? Is it gonna be a party of 3?
I am testing my new kitchen.
So you're staying. Okay. She's gonna turn to look herself. You can tell Captain Party Pooper that us 3 are staying here.
I don't know what she's going on about, but what are you cooking next, Okros?
I'm going to
This-
stealth make
Nez. She's gonna look at Nez.
Did say
teriyaki
stealth.
skewers.
I did say
Oh.
stealth. She's gonna look at
Yeah.
Nez and say,
Oh,
you can tell Captain Party Pooper that us 3 are staying here.
no, so that confused me. Sorry, I thought I said stealth. I clearly said Okros, but okay.
No,
My bad.
it was her.
No, I fucked up. But I fixed it.
Okros, what are you cooking next?
I was going to attempt teriyaki skewers.
Oh, yes.
Those-
Give me
those
tuna.
sound really-
Tuna teriyaki. Ooh.
Laura's gonna look at
That would
Nameless.
be
Go
interesting
to,
to try.
Laura's gonna look at Nameless, about to say typical cat, and then bite her tongue because she knows better.
Very good. So as the
I
three of
feel
you
like I have
hang
a
back,
feeling she's gonna say something stupid, and I just glare at her.
very good. So as the three of you stay put, testing the kitchen and working with Okros to make something delicious, the other two find your way to the War Master's office. He looks at Creed and Nez, tilts his head slightly and goes, "Where's the rest?"
I believe we had what you might call a mutiny.
Ah, no need to explain. I understand that time away from the front is something that is not as often as it should. I wanted to speak with you two specifically, anyways. Wanted to speak to you specifically about where you're going next, or at least what the plan is, as he kind of shrugs his pauldrons a little bit.
I'd like to point out, as soon as he said I wanted to talk specifically to you two, Creed's going to give a side eye. Like, ah, shit.
I'm just gonna return the look back at him, going,
As my two enlisted individuals in the group, I imagine that one, I have to explain to you the plan and what would be best so you can give it to the rest of your group. And two, the quartermaster won't let me give anyone money, so you two will have to take the pay of the others and bring it back to them as well. I know that they've been fighting at the bit, so to speak, to have spending cash for whatever needs to be done, and you have been doing well scrounging with what you can. But the quartermaster will give you gear and supplies and the money that you have earned in both your services and your tenure as soldiers underneath the wing, as well as for Creed your back pay for having been enlisted for so many years. You'll also gain that as well. It's been long overdue, but seeing as the next plan of action may take you away from here, I imagined it best to make sure that you're prepared.
I'm sorry, I just had this immediate thought of Fry at the bank. And they're like, oh, yeah, you put 3 cents in and you have approximately $1.2 million. If I may, Leandros, I have a rather unusual request in that regards.
What may that be?
And he's definitely going to pointedly turn and smile at Nez. For a member of our party, would it be possible for them not to be paid in gold but copper?
I mean, we could.
I'm gonna smile back at this.
Any particular reason?
I'm a firm belief I was taught was that actions have consequences, and someone decided to be rather how would you describe it, Niz? Childish?
Yeah, that would probably be the best way to describe this morning.
So yes, I believe that teaching someone that actions have consequences would be in the best interest of us all. And the best part, I'm fairly certain that in doing so, I shall be giving her exactly what she wants. So, the money set aside for Aura, if you could do it all in copper, it would be appreciated.
He looks at you and goes, I don't want to know why this is happening. I'm going to deny ever hearing it. Go speak to the quartermaster, and he will exchange what you need for whatever reconcile or any penance that you require on your end. Past that, I would like to speak to you about what is to come in the following weeks.
I'm sorry, I just had this horrifying thought. He didn't specify how much that everyone else was getting paid.
Yeah,
I'm imagining it being like, oh yeah, we're gonna pay you 200 gold, and if this guide is correct, 1 copper, it's the smallest common denomination, but a silver is worth 10 copper and a gold is worth 10 silvers. So the 100 copper per gold.
it's essentially $1 to pennies, if you want to think of it that way.
I'm horrified because I'm imagining the medieval equivalent of a wheelbarrow. And
Uh,
sit at
You
the
mean
bottom of
just
the
a
stairs.
wheelbarrow?
Yeah, just like a wheelbarrow full of copper waiting for ore at the bottom of the stairs. It's like we were gonna bring it up to you, but yeah, there's not really a good way. The good news is ore is gonna get pretty swole from carrying out all this copper. So, you know. I'm not apologizing. Continue, sorry.
He goes, I would like to speak to you about what is to come in the next few weeks. As you know, that the region now secured in your favor, it is time to push forward. And the idea here for you to push forward is that we know that the first temple you spoke of is in the great desert to the south. Now that the region is under our control, it means that we'll be able to start bringing forth the vehicles and boats and such that we require to move troops and supplies to different regions, as well as move you to different regions. But thankfully, we found some help in getting a certain vehicle back up into working order. It's a little rough around the edges, but it should get you from point A to point B in a relatively short manner and allow you to quickly get between the regions as your travels increase in distance. Now, do keep in mind is that this is but the starting stage of this vehicle. And so if you do ever have the chance or thought or inkling, you can try and make it bigger, better, whatever you believe is the correct course of action based on what you're seeing. But past that positive point, it seems that moving into the southern region, the Great Desert, will not be as simple as we thought. The groups that we have sent to look see that there is a camp of sorts on the northern side. It's relatively well defended from the sea, not from the land or from the air. Seems that they were expecting some sort of invasion eventually. We know that they're not natives, that it looks to be some military force of some kind. They look odd. They seem to have this old pieces of this worn crimson armor. They have rifles that look very old. These boxy looking trucks they have parked around the border of this base. It seems that they've built their headquarters out of what looks to be a bus. It's a very long rectangular vehicle of some kind. They have now set in the center of their camp and they're using it as an HQ. They're a very odd individuals. Most of their equipment is rusted, corroded, but they themselves seem to have grown into the sand itself. There's about a few hundred of them. We can't tell who they are, where they came from, but they've been there ever since the Godfall. You'll see it. It's on the map that I'll show you. It's the north of a mesa that seems to have a tunnel running under it on the north side of the Great Desert. Why that mesa is so important to them, I do not know, but they are there. This is why I'm telling you this, is that is going to be our foothold. We need to get into that region, and that's going to be our first step in. If we can clear it, or get them to understand the error of their ways and to allow us to help, or to remove the threat entirely, we could move in a significantly, decently sized military force of some basic supplies and equipment, and establish a base there for you to use and to go forward into the rest of the region. As you know, the Great Desert is not hospitable. It doesn't like visitors. So having a base of operations in such a hostile environment is pertinent until we can figure out what's going on with the Watch Fortress as well as the cities. Does this make sense?
It does. Oh.
Very good. So that is where I'm going to have you go next. You're going to be making your way to that camp, either removing the problem or possibly getting them to work with us, not against us. Once that's done, we'll be able to move in our ships, take the foothold, and establish a base of operations. Once we have that foothold, you'll be able to go forth and do what you need to do to find out what else can be accomplished and possibly finding the entrance to this temple. If you have any questions, talk to me or the logistics officer you'll meet on your way out. Otherwise, you can leave when you're ready, whether it's today or over the next couple days. We are simply still preparing our individuals, but whenever you're ready, let the logistics officer know and he will call the pilots of your vehicle. Make sure that they are ready for your transport.
Understood.
Wonderful. Please go see the quartermaster for top off your supplies and other things. Anything specific you wish, you can speak to him. See if anything he can be of use to you. Otherwise, he will also give you your pay, and I will see you when you are ready.
Creed's going to stand up and hold out his hand. We shall
He-
return, and we shall go. We shall return with victory at our back.
I would expect nothing less.
Does he
Veteran
grab his
Sergeant
hand?
Nez. Yes, he does.
Good. Sorry.
Yes. Veteran Sergeant Nez, I expect you to stick with Creed and learn from him. He is, as you've seen, a good soldier and a good commander. Rough around the edges sometimes, but he's got a good heart. I expect you to continue to grow and develop as I see you grow into something stronger than you thought. You're a peculiar one, Mr. Nez. I enjoy your company. Please keep Mr. Creed safe as best you can. I expect to see you both back at this camp when the temple is done with.
I appreciate the kind words, War Master Leandros. I've been happy for this opportunity, and I'll definitely keep an eye on him. And I'm looking forward to this new toy that you're going to let us tinker, or let me tinker with, that we're going to be driving in.
You'll be riding in style. And he kind of gives you a smirk as he motions to the door as he rolls up some more scrolls to take a look over as he's reading reports and such from different areas. You easily see the signs for the quartermaster, and you find yourself eventually standing in front of a cage window, looking in at a number of dwarves and orcs and other individuals working on different tools and workbenches, making a menagerie of weapons and armor and tools and supplies. Shelves of items line the back of the shop, and a stout orc sits up front. His large green chin kind of slacked, as you can see a large bulge behind his lip as he picks up a tin can, spitting into it with great velocity and vigor, lifting up his welding goggles to look at you and go, "Yeah, what can I do you for?"
where she dips. Watch Commander Creed. We were told to come see the quartermaster to drop off our supplies, and to receive the pay for the rest of the party.
Oh yeah, you the kid I was waiting for. Did I hear you right? That you won one of them plays in copper?
Indeed.
All right. Gregor, bring out the big bottle. Ugh. give old Gregor a moment. Now you look. I got your pay right here. And he sits a bunch of leather coin purses on the counter, each with a small paper label with a name on it. He sets down 3 with Creed's name, and then 1 for everyone else, minus Aura, who's in the big borrow.
In this moment, I will admit, Creed does feel a little bad.
It was lots of back pay for the past, what do you write? Say 10, 14 years service. And you've been here for us to carry the 10. Nice to you. Where's wearing them spark heads when you need them? Not go with the big numbers. Yeah. So you're looking at there, Watch Commander. You're looking at about carry the 2, move the 4. Looking at 275 gold as back pay. The rest of your lot gets 75. Except that one lass that you asked for, she gets those big numbers here. Gregor's gonna need a bigger bottle. She gets 7,500 copper pieces. So yeah, you'll here you go, your big get. You did a right number on these folks here. But yeah. If you need anything else, let me know. Yup.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, oh god. I drastically underestimated this. I thought it was going to be bad. This is entirely a character. I thought this was going to be bad. I feel like such a piece of crap right now, actually. Oh.
And you're
And,
about
like,
to feel worse, maybe. You're about to feel worse, maybe.
So just like continuing like the staying out of character, I'm just gonna like see how Creed looks. I'm just gonna go over and pat his back.
He's
okay.
he's literally covering his mouth. Oh, she's going to be so pissed.
What's the matter, you big kid? Didn't you want this?
I did, but I underestimated how bad it was going to be.
Well, that tends to happen when you're overconfident and you're being a right ass.
Yes. 100%. Oh, you know what? We're committed. We are committed. If she wants to trade the money in, that's her problem. All right. Do we have do we have assistance getting it to the person being paid, or is that on us?
Gregor has the better fault, but getting it to you is you.
Oh, this is going to be rough.
I can't keep a Cockney accent, apparently.
No, Nez, I have to ask, out of character, what is your strength?
A 10.
Oh, I got a 14. This is going to be rough.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
It's in a barrel, right?
Hang on.
It's in a wheelbarrow, yeah.
You don't understand how heavy this thing's going to be, though, even in a wheelbarrow.
Mhm.
7,500 copper coins.
So yeah, I found a number, which is in first and second edition. It was 10 coins equals 1 pound.
Mhm.
So that's 750 pounds of copper.
In a wheelbarrow.
I better be a real reinforced wheelbarrow.
I have an idea. I have an idea.
Oh, he
How
has an idea.
away are we from the tavern, where everyone's sleeping,
Oh,
where
from
everyone else is?
the house where you
Yes,
are currently
yes. How
living.
far away are we?
I would say probably like 300-400 meters. Like you're still in the town. You haven't gone that far.
No. See, I have a plan. All right, I have a plan on how to get this thing there.
Uh-huh.
We have someone in our party who is incredibly fucking strong,
Uh-huh.
but he's back. He's back with everyone else. I guess
Uh-huh.
the person who brought the wheelbarrow out. What race is he?
He is a very large orc.
Okay, so there goes that idea. I was like, maybe you're right. Maybe we can make. No, he's an orc. All right. You can say what you want about orcs. They're not known for being weak. Okay, Creed's just gonna try and pick up the rear of the wheelbarrow, like lift up the arms.
Give me athletics.
That's an 8.
You have issues lifting the wheelbarrow at all. It does not move.
All right, Creed's gonna stretch and try again.
And I say, you want to grab one side of the wheelbarrow and I'll do the other?
I started us down this road. I can take care of it.
All right. Roll athletics again if you don't want Nez's help.
I have a +6 in athletics, and I can't. That's a 12. That's a 12.
You move the wheelbarrow up a bit, and you feel not confident you can make it all the way, but you can at least get it out of the building.
Ugh. I'm scared to see what you've. More or less. I can't even think of a good solution. I can't take armor off and put it in the wheelbarrow because I just make the wheelbarrow heavier.
Mm-hmm.
You could have tried to pay the orc to get it back to the house.
I have a feeling I'm going to need my money. Also, he has a job that apparently he's doing. All right. Creed is going to stretch again and try again. Okay, I'm committed to making this thing happen.
All right. Roll it again.
Thank you, finally. You got a 22.
You, with extreme gusto, just with a lot of grunts and yelling, as if you're trying to make your hair glow golden and break the world around you. You pick up the wheelbarrow's handles and you begin walking it. At this point in time, as you're walking it out of the building, slow steps and moving yourself, you have a thought that the time that you've taken to try and psych yourself up and move this wheelbarrow, you could have potentially just walked to the townhouse, asked Okros to come help you, and then have been back the amount of time it has taken you to move it halfway to the townhouse.
Yeah, but this is his bed. He needs to lie in it.
It is.
Kind of the vibe I've that Creed's committed himself to. Like
I got the vibe 100%.
There's no getting out of this. I started us down this road. I am 100% gonna get this damn wheelbarrow there because I did this.
Yes, you did.
So
Yes, you did.
yeah.
So, Nez, you just watch Creed as he struggles the entire way back. You eventually make it back to the townhouse, with Creed drenched in sweat, straining, his arms like spaghetti noodles once he drops the wheelbarrow off in front of the tavern, or in front of the townhouse.
I feel like we all see him do that. Yeah.
Oh, you would hear the wheelbarrow hit the ground.
Okay. So I'm gonna walk over to Creed while still sipping my third cup of coffee. So was it worth it? I'm gonna take a jump back so it doesn't get on me. I'm guessing that's a no.
He's gonna like stagger his way over to the wall and just like put his hand on it to stabilize, just lean his head down. I got the tea.
Aura's gonna still be like cleaning up and shining stuff, super proud of herself that she's able to surprise them with this.
Does Okros hear him vomit from where he's cooking?
Yes.
He did not actually vomit.
You heard him retch. You heard him
Yeah.
have not a good time outside.
Yeah, I jump back in case.
I'm fine, but I do need a favor of you. And he's gonna like go Nez, and he's gonna like vaguely like wave his hand and point at the wheelbarrow, then at Nameless, and then he's gonna point upstairs.
The fuck you expect me to do about it?
Nez, tell him, please.
Oh, so that wheelbarrow is just Aura's pay.
Oh God.
At this
Why?
point, the reason
but,
the reason this makes Nameless jump back and say such is that he knows what Aura has been doing while you've been away.
Well, alrighty then. You have fun with that. I'm gonna watch this from afar. I'm gonna run to the kitchen and like tug on Okros. Like, you have no idea what's about to happen. Just you need to watch.
Oh, I just had a messed up thought.
I feel like I didn't even get to finish my like explaining the story, and Nameless just got so happy and ran off.
Oh,
Yeah, that's kind of what happened.
Okay, well, Okros is gonna come out sipping a cup of coffee with another cup for Blackburn. So yeah, something to relax with.
For who?
Creed, sorry.
Does Aura come outside as well?
No, Aura's busy doing something.
Oh, this is. Yeah, Creed's gonna holler out, "Aura, your pay is here!"
I'll be right out. I'm just finishing up something. Actually, no, come in here. I want to show you something quickly, and then I'll come out and get it.
I would recommend coming outside. It's.
No. I want to show you what I did first. Come in here, please.
Creed is going to just sympathetically look at Nez. I'd rather not be inside when she. Well. He's gonna glance down at the wheelbarrow.
Looks like it's time to pay the piper, Creed.
I just have a shit-eating grin on my face.
So, Creed, do you enter the house?
He's gonna ask what she's talking about first.
Does anyone tell him?
Absolutely not.
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah. He's gonna make his way upstairs.
Oh no, she's in the living room right now downstairs.
That's fine. Even better. Fucking even better.
So, Creed, this is what
like
you
you're
see.
walking in, like holding the small of your back because you're just fucked up right now.
Yeah, no,
So
he's not doing well.
So, big stretch. This is what you see. While you were gone, Aura began cleaning. The reason why she wanted to stay behind was that she wanted to set a surprise for you and Nez when you came back. She began cleaning the cottage/townhouse and shining everyone's armor that they weren't wearing, any gear that needed any additional cleaning, armor that needed to be maintained or fixed. She sat down, she learned what she could, and she took care of it with the help of both Nameless and Okros, asking questions and doing so. She also spent the time sharpening weapons that you didn't have on you and that you left at the townhouse, and make sure that when she would sharpen them, that she could sharpen them without damage, taking the skills and tips from Okros, having been a man who knows how to sharpen a knife, being a person who works within a kitchen, helped her understand what needed to be done to make sure that no damage was done. And so the real reason she didn't really want to go was that she wanted to sleep in and that you'd be gone when she was setting up the surprise, whether all of you went minus her or just a couple of you. So as you step in, you see on the tables armor pieces that have been shined perfectly, weapons that have been sharpened, handles that have been oiled or maintained, or wrappings that have been redone. Everything has been picked up. The floors have been swept. The counters have been cleaned. There's food on the table with many pots of coffee set up by Okros. It is something that you would come back to and be excited to see, as you, in your bag, have multiple bags of coinage and one large wheelbarrow, as you see Aura still diligently cleaning away at this one thing that's bugging her, as she sees you enter with a smile on her face, as you said her pay is here. Begin.
Hold your thought for a second. I forgot something, and he's gonna run outside.
No.
Please,
No,
please,
no.
please, please, just.
No.
I forgot something outside, please, and he's gonna just.
Aura's gonna book it for the door because she
No,
wants to see what you
no,
forgot.
no.
All right,
It's
I
fine.
need
It's fine.
opposing athletic saves.
Fuck.
You need a
Oh,
I need an
sorry,
athletics check from both of you.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, I want.
Oh,
Fuck.
What is going on?
All right. Well, all right. Slow it down.
Oh,
Creed, what did
shit.
you roll?
I got 9.
Oh, I got an 8.
I
Oh.
just oh,
I need to see the rolls.
Casino, this is fantastic to watch unfold.
fuck.
So I'm
So
gonna book a door.
so you see Creed try to limber his way towards the door, him still holding his back as he's trying to go. And you quickly
Like
just
an
kind of
80-year-old
fast
dude.
walk around him, and you're standing in front of him with your back towards the outside. So you're facing Creed still, but your back's to the outside.
No,
This is
let
the
me get it.
This is the first malicious thing I've ever done as Creed, and it immediately fucking backfires on me. God. Oh.
No, Creed. I was really bitchy this morning. I'm sorry. Let me get it.
Oh.
Let
Pour
me
it
get what you
on.
forgot. Let me
Pour
get what you
it on.
forgot. So she's gonna guide him away from the door and sit him in the chair so that she can go get, because she feels really bad for how she talked to him this morning.
No, I trust me.
No, Creed, it's fine. Creed, it's fine. I'll go get it. Have some breakfast, have some coffee.
Oh,
I'll go get it.
no.
I'm gonna go and get what he forgot.
No.
So
Fuck.
So Creed, you're at the table. She put a large tankard of coffee in front of you, a plate of delicious teriyaki skewers that Okros made, some corn hash, some potatoes. It is a feast only befit of heroes that have taken the time to meticulously understand the cooking prowess. The townhouse/cottage is spotless. It smells of lemon and citrus. All your stuff is sharpened and shined. Everyone else is kind of standing around sipping their coffee, minus Nez, who you've been kind of at the door. You haven't really fully entered as you've been watching this happen. Okros, you're in your kitchenette. Nameless, you're just hanging out and you're chuckling to yourself.
Oh,
So-
I am
I want to
dying.
cast a spell.
So
I
hold
am
on.
dying.
Hold your horses.
No, I
Hold-
want to cast a spell.
I know. I got it. So, Nez, seeing this happen, you see Creed try to shuffle back towards the door and be stopped by Aura, who sits him down at the table. You see her keep saying that she's going to go get it. Do you do anything? Or do you let the chips fall?
Let the chips fall. Let them fall.
No, out of character nonsense. You shush.
No outside influence.
No influence.
Plan for
So
this.
you know what has happened.
I've been
You know what the thought process was, but you also feel like shit. So what do you do? Or do you do nothing?
I'm just sitting there like, this is getting interesting. I'm just trying to think if there's anything I could do. Trying to figure out what Creed was trying to do, but beating her out there. Because of
You see Aura's getting closer to the door. Tick tock,
I would like to
motherfucker. What are you
roll
gonna
an-
do?
I would roll. Would like to roll an athletics check to book it.
No, you wait a second. You just sat Creed down. Wait a second. Tick tock, Nez. What you gonna do if anything?
Nothing, because I'm already at the door at
let
this
this
point.
play out.
You're gonna let it play out. All right. So, Creed, you wanted to do something. You have
Yes.
a couple seconds before she hits the door frame. As you see, Nez steps to the side, back out the door in front of the cottage. What do you do?
I want to cast Compelled Duel.
Compelled Duel? You want to fucking do?
I can't believe I chose the right song for that.
Oh
I
no!
want to cast
Okay.
Compelled Duel, and
Roll.
Creed what?
Oh
God!
no!
I don't have to roll it. I don't have to
No,
roll an attack
hold-
die for
hold-
that.
I know. No. It's more of I have to. I just tell me. Come on. That is such a pivot. Give me a second. I gotta look up your spells. So I know when the fucking
Why
What
would
does this
you just
do?
let this
Oh.
happen? It's not going to turn out
So
bad for Creed.
compelled duel. Bonus action, range of 30 feet, concentration. You attempt to compel a creature. Aura, you need to make a wisdom saving throw.
My wisdom's a +8.
That's fine. Roll a wisdom saving throw, please.
17.
She is not affected whatsoever. You do it. You say something like you're trying to get her to just like turn around. Like, I don't know. You say your pants look like shit.
Oh no!
And
I was fully intending to harass her and ask her why she wasn't like this normally.
And you say this, and it just doesn't phase her. She just keeps on walking.
The one time.
At this point,
Um,
Aura, you shrug off whatever Creed was saying. You felt like being helpful, and you feel like that, you're just doing stuff. And you get to the door and you see Nez. Nez just kind of shakes his head and stands to the side, cup of coffee in his hand. As you look out the door behind Nez and you see a large wooden wheelbarrow full of copper pieces.
Oh, is this what he forgot outside? I can't carry that. She's going to turn around and look at Creed and be like, Creed, why do you have all this copper? I can't carry it. We're going to have to get Outcross too.
how many other people are in this building?
It's just you
Creed's like
guys.
right next to me, right? Because we were sitting at the table.
Yes. Creed is
Okay.
literally right next to you.
All right, I'm gonna elbow him and go. Do we all get paid the same?
You're just gonna fucking do the slow pan turn.
No. I'm gonna elbow you. Do we all get paid the same?
He's just fucking looking at you, side like his head fucking turned 90 degrees, staring at you. You have one option right now. You shut your damn mouth, Mr. Whiskers. We find out exactly how far the cat can fall before he doesn't land on his feet.
I wish I had a sound bite for the fucking diggy a hole thing, because you're just backhoeing it right now, buddy.
Creed, why do you
You
have
know
to
was
what?
gonna-
You
I
know
was
what,
gonna
Aura?
save your ass. I was gonna save your ass, but you go. No, fuck it.
You know what, Aura? We do not. That payment was chosen by Nameless for you.
I'm
Nameless?
sorry. How did I choose the payment for her when I've been here helping her
It
clean?
wasn't. It was you and It was you and Ness that went. How come
Damn it.
Nameless was here helping me?
Common sense defeated you once again.
The one fucking time I'm malicious and she uses common sense. What the fuck is this?
What do you mean this is my payment?
See,
we
if
are.
you would
Uh-oh.
have just told me if we got paid the same, I was gonna take my payment hand to her and go swimming in the copper coins. But no, I had to shut my feline mouth.
So-
It's
so
okay,
do-
Creed. Deal with
where
it now.
Where are your guys' wheelbarrows?
was-
I only see one wheelbarrow. Where's your guys'?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Creed, where's my pay?
I am 100% confused how I dig myself out of this fucking hole.
I don't think you do.
Well, I gave you an option. Just
No,
let
you
know that.
didn't.
Oh, I did. I was
Never,
nudging you.
never once have you been selfless.
That's
Creed.
not true.
Are you guys going? Did you bring this back because you knew I wouldn't be able to carry it, so you were being nice?
Wait. Hold on, Aura. We were talking about something here. I've never been selfless, not once.
I would like to put my hand over his mouth.
I'm gonna bite it.
Yeah, roll an attack, Nameless. Roll to bite hand. Roll bite hand.
You could do that if you want. I'm still wearing my armor, bro. Like, you want to bite into leather
Of
and
your
steel?
hands?
Yeah.
I can bite through leather.
And as he's trying to bite him, Aura's going to continue.
Let's go.
Creed, you didn't have to. I was quite rude to you this morning. You didn't have to bring it back to help me.
I was trying to be helpful.
Roll deception.
Oh, fuck. Yes. That's a 17.
With a
Okay.
flash to make it 20.
Yeah.
Oh, no. All right. Aura, roll me.
Oh god.
Trying to see what's, because I don't want to have you do a competing deception. That doesn't make sense.
Technically, wouldn't that be that could be perception?
Yeah, you know what?
Or insight, technically.
So Jenna, I want you to roll me a perception to see
I would like
if
to
he's
assist her.
lying.
24.
You're
Oh,
biting.
never mind.
So I was gonna
Damn.
say because Nameless is biting his hand, you'd get advantage, but you did it
Every
anyways.
time I start to get myself out of this hole. Like
So
every time.
he says that he was being helpful, and you catch him lying as Nameless. You bite his hand, and Creed, your facade falls away. You can't keep it up. You're in the hole.
Creed, what's the real reason there's a wheelbarrow full of copper out with my name on it?
Yeah, they
Well-
attached the name tag to it.
Well, it is your pay.
Okay. Did
And he's
everybody else? Did everyone else get copper too?
He's kind of doing the lips rolled back over the teeth, like slow shake of his head back and forth. Not the same. Not exactly.
Oh. Okay. I get
You know
it.
what? I would like to try and roll. I'd like to try and salvage part of this still. I'm trying to stop this train wreck every second, every step. I would like to create. I want to try and have create like be try to put the silver lining, like try to show you quite how much value you represent. Like, there's a lot of money to it. You mattered a lot.
Okay.
What would that?
Roll me deception at disadvantage.
Am I
Come on,
rolling perception
come on,
again?
come on.
I'm gonna see if you
Okay,
even
okay,
if
come
you
on,
even have
come on.
to.
This is 17. Oh, come on! Oh, fuck!
What
At this
was
point, I
it?
feel like the wheel of the wheelbarrow
That's a
should break.
4.
A 4.
You don't even have to roll perception. You can see that
Oh.
he is trying his damnedest to salvage this, but you realize that because
He's
at this
doing it to
point
an ass.
you can see the coin purses that are
Yeah.
attached to his belt.
Oh.
You see that he is sweating profusely and not from moving the wheelbarrow. It has become pretty clear that he was trying to be a
That's good.
ass to get you back for what you did this morning.
Mhm.
But he didn't realize how much of a hole he had actually dug himself.
Oh.
Choo choo, motherfucker.
Well, point proving, Creed. And Aura's just gonna come back in the house, close the door, and just like wipe back tears off her face and go upstairs. Hope you enjoy the house and the armor, Creed. Point proven. Quite honestly, I deserved it, but point proven. And
Uh,
upstairs,
A,
other people here.
no, it's just you guys in the cottage. But a heavy silence falls over the kitchen as the four of you kind of stare at, or the three of you stare at Creed as Creed, you watch Jenna walk upstairs, tears kind of dotting her eyes as she's wiping them away as she quickly goes upstairs, and you hear the door shut to her room.
Reed is going to get up and walk over to Okros. Oh, I guess he's gonna set all the bags on the table first, and he's gonna pull out his own, and he's going to gesture to Okros to hold out his hand.
Okay, Okros does.
Creed is going to remove from his own pouch 75 gold, and he's going to put it in Okros's hands, and he's going to like curl the fingers back. Give that to Aura. And then he's just going to walk out and away from everyone.
Okay. You do so.
And he's just gonna keep walking.
question: would a horse be like? Would one of the horses be able to pull the wheelbarrow?
More than likely.
Okay. Well, once Aura gets a handle on herself, she's gonna come down. She's gonna wild shape into one of the horses and haul the wheelbarrow back to the quartermaster and exchange it.
One of the horses is just like tied up outside. You don't have to wild shape.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna tie the horse to the wheelbarrow and haul it back and exchange it.
Yeah.
Undetected, hopefully.
I mean, everyone sees you walk out, but Creed is not near the building at this time.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Well, Aura's gonna do is we'll exchange the copper because no point in leaving it laying out there.
Yeah, you do so. You bring it back to the quartermaster as he looks at you and goes, "Oh, so you're the one that they gave this copper to?"
Yeah.
Uh,
I would like to exchange it, please.
He simply hands you the coin burst. And he goes, "We kept it on standby in case that you'd show here. Do you want us to make your giver something out of a few of the copper pieces to remind him of what happened? Or do you just want us to throw this back in the brink?"
Just throw it back in. There's no point.
Oh, wear it around your neck.
All right. Well,
Actually,
3 of them.
sir, can you make one of them into a necklace? Like one or two of the copper pieces into something I can wear around my neck?
easy enough. It just takes a bit of metal punch and a bit of leather string, not much. And he
Yeah.
just simply takes two out of the barrow as Gregor takes it back in and kind of just dumps it back into a pile as they just kind of sifting through it. They were using it to make shrapnel and things because copper doesn't really get used much. But he just metal punches 2 of the coins, puts a nice little hole in them on his anvil, and runs some leather strapping through and makes a nice little necklace and hands it to you. And goes,
Thank you.
no problem. It's a don't forget your coin purse, and if you need anything, we're here. We're here to get you whatever you need as part of the retinue of the War Master. So don't be afraid to come and ask.
For sure. Thank you. Out of character, do I add these gold pieces to my inventory?
Yes, you have
How much?
75 on your person.
It's 75K.
Yippers.
Okay, got him. All right. Well, I'm gonna grab my pouch and head back to the not tavern, the townhouse with my new copper necklace and my pouch.
Yep. So you head back outside, you grab your horse, and you walk it back to the cottage, tie it up with your coin purse on hand. And
I
you
was
ran.
gonna ask, can I do I find a purse or something that I can put the coins in, so I'm not just handing her a handful of gold?
Yeah, you can find something. It's like an Old Spice bag. Like, it's not anything super fancy.
It does the trick.
It does the job. But yeah, so you have that bag sitting on the table once she comes back in.
Is
Alright,
it
so it'll
bad
be
that
sitting
when you
beside a order of extra sweet teriyaki skewers
Very
and a
good.
coffee.
Why?
is it bad
Why?
that when you said Old Spice bag, I thought of the deodorant and
Oh, did I?
not like spices?
Do, do, do,
Um,
do, do,
or it's
do.
gonna, or it's gonna
That's
spot
exactly what went through
the,
my head.
or it's gonna spot the bag of coins that's different than the others. What's that?
Creed wished to make amends, so he has given you an additional 75 gold.
He can keep them. I don't want them. I deserved the wheelbarrow full of copper. It is what it is. I got my gold. We're good. I don't need the extra money. And she's gonna push it away from her.
Very well.
Okay, so I'll put it away. Gesture to the meal on the table.
This is for you.
Or I'll start munching on it slowly and thoughtfully.
So, Creed, as you've walked out and you've had your sad boy hours walking the streets, listening to ABBA, among other things running through your head, you eventually circle back and find yourself in front of the cottage. The wheelbarrow is no longer there. The horses remain tied up. And you can still smell the food from inside.
Before that, can I interject here?
Yeah.
So I'm sitting across from Aura at this point, eating my teriyaki tuna,
Uh-huh.
like the cat that I am. Like, so Aura, you don't realize what you just did?
What did I do?
You made a paladin feel like a bitch, and I've never seen that before.
I just did what
Should
I
hold your
thought
head
was.
up for that.
I just did what I thought was nice, considering all the hard work you guys do, and I'm just kind of here. I'm
Oh, I
not.
get it. Well, you made Mr. Righteous feel like an asshole.
Who?
Mr. Righteous?
Oh, I heard Mr. Righteous. I'm like, who the fuck
No,
is?
oh, Righteous. Because he's a
That
paladin.
wasn't my intention.
No, but you should hold your head up high for that. Never see that happen before.
Well, it is what it is at this point. He took a shot, got hit. I got the message loud and clear, and I went and dealt with it. I got my gold, and I got my nice shiny copper necklace. We're good. She's gonna hold out her necklace, like you know how when you're showing someone a necklace you're wearing, you like pull it out slightly so they can see.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she's gonna do.
I'm just gonna snicker and finish eating.
And then I want to ask Nameless if he could, real quick, show me before we end up heading out again, the person who gave him the ammo for that, the Gator rifle that he got.
Yeah.
So I could talk with them before we head out to maybe learn how to make it, since we're not going to be anywhere near by.
Were you there when I got it?
Yeah, but I never actually got a chance to fully talk with them because we were
Uh,
ready to head out. So I needed to do that when we got back to town.
yeah. So I'm gonna tell them the information. I don't remember who it was, but
It was
like
one of the
name-wise,
artificers
but-
from the armory. It's easy enough to point out.
okay. So I hand over that information.
Yeah. You do so. And you guys notice that Creed's been gone for a hot minute. He hasn't really come back to it. And, Nez, you feel that at this point you might as well fill in the rest of the party on what the War Master tasked you guys with to eventually take on.
Did I get a coin purse too, or no?
Yeah, everyone got one. So, Nameless, you get 75. Okros gets 75. Nez got 75. Jenna got 75.
Creed technically has 275 because I rejected the 75.
Yes.
I wish she would have kept one copper coin, and she would have slid it in the bag of the gold pieces before she told Okra she didn't want it.
All right.
Can I pretend I did that and do that?
You grabbed 2 from the barrel and you had it turned to a necklace. You didn't really keep any extra on you.
No, I didn't. Boo. I should have. But then again, she also didn't know Creed was doing that, so. It
But
will. Missed opportunity.
but Nez fills you guys in with what Leandros brought to him and Creed's attention of what the next step in the plan is. He talks about how you guys are going to be going to the great desert to the south to find the temple that Nameless saw in his vision, so that you can activate it and bring forth another world stone online. He tells you about the camp that Leandros has found, and that you guys are going to be tasked with either clearing it out completely or getting those there to join up with you so that they can use the camp as a foothold into the Great Desert until you find better footing in either the Watch Fortress or one of the larger cities. And that to get you there, Leandros has gained access to a vehicle that will be of use to you.
Well, looks like we have a job to do, guys.
So it seems.
Best we probably pack up and head out after we finish eating then. I'm assuming that's the game plan. She's gonna look at Nez for answer.
Yeah, possibly. Once we exactly know what Creed's done. When Creed's done, probably sulking for the moment. We'll be getting and going. But I do want to run to the artificers to maybe learn how to make some more of Nameless's ammo. Too really quick, just because we won't be able to get any more from them, at least
All right.
anytime soon.
All right. Well, Aura's gonna finish eating, and when she's done, she's gonna get up, gather everybody's dishes that they're finish with and wash them. Just so that we don't leave dirty dishes behind when we leave. She's going to
Yeah.
refill their coffee cups as well if they want more.
I'm
Yeah.
actually gonna go and run out to the artificers to go learn.
Yeah. So, Nez, you quickly pull yourself up and get yourself down to the artificer. You hurry yourself quickly as you know that you need to try and find them as quickly as you can. You come across them in the same large canvas tent that they were in before you left for Glacier Keep. They look at you and ask you why you're here. You simply tell them that you're here to learn about how to make those rounds. And they ask you some questions about field data and such of how it was used and how it performed. You happily respond in kind. And they give you the essentially recipe for making the standard rounds for the alligator rifle, of how much powder to use, what type of casing, how much the bullet weighs, how it is made and machined. That way you can try and replicate it with what you can once you're in the field. They said they're still working on getting a correct formulation for the more special rounds, but at least for the time being, you'll be able to make standard ammunition for Nameless if the need does arise.
I would like to also ask if they had another egg.
They look at you and go, "An egg?"
You know that egg I grabbed when we last stopped by here. That did wonders in helping.
Oh, you must have reached into the grab bag. We don't keep track of what gets put in or made with those. That's usually failed experiments or failed trials that we've been doing. Uh, did you find something useful in there? And it was an egg?
Yeah. The the creature ended up throwing up a lot and getting really weak after I
Interesting.
made it eat it.
Huh. Oh, well, we'll have to find whoever was responsible for making that egg and see if they can tell us what they did. If we could make more of those, that'd be useful. But unfortunately, we do not have any more of these eggs you speak of.
Well, that's fine. But at least now you have a little bit more data about it. And knowing it actually wasn't worthless and just getting thrown into the box.
Yes, data is always good, especially for an artificer.
But thank you again for this information so I can maybe make some standard field rounds.
Yes, and please do come back when you find out more data on how the weapon performs. We like to make some adjustments, if at all possible, down the road.
Gladly. And then I'll be off. Back to the group.
Yeah, you quickly make your way back to the group as you find that they have been preparing and putting things away and making sure that everything is ship shape and ready to go. As you make your way back to the cottage, uh, you see a lump in the grass about 50, 60 feet from the front door. The sun has started to go past its high point, and so it looks like the shade has covered this lump.
I'm going to go inspect the lump.
You inspect the lump, and you find it to be Creed.
Hey, Creed, you doing all right?
Oh, my was
Creed.
the microphone's
Earth to
unmuted.
Creed.
Yeah, might over the microphone's not muted. I
fine.
would say not. And what you could tell, he's doesn't even seem to notice you're there.
It's all right. Let's just go back inside, buddy.
You hit on it. Oh, I'll be along later.
Well, everyone's wondering when we do plan on like heading out to continue on.
Probably tomorrow.
Tomorrow. All right. I can at least inform all of them inside. But don't take too long getting back inside. You'll need to at least rest.
If Aura was to go out the front door, would she see where they're sitting?
It would be hard to spot them. Creed didn't exactly
Even with
pick a visible spot. Definitely
even
off
with
the
her night
beaten path.
vision that she has?
It's not nighttime. It's the fact that Creed found a spot where he just wouldn't be seen normally. That's why he looked like a lump to Nez.
Okay, well, Aura would like to go outside and look around because Nez has also been gone a while now, and she's also taking her bucket of dirty water out to dump from her mop.
Roll me perception.
Where's my perception? 17.
You have a hard time spotting them, as it seems that the voices you're hearing outside seem to be of non-consequence, as you're more strictly focused on getting your mop water dumped and getting ready to head back in.
But I do spot them even though it's hard.
No,
Oh, okay.
you don't seem to really see anything, so you mark it up as non-consequential.
Okay. There goes that plan. I'm gonna dump my water and go back in, I guess.
You do it. So at this
Agreed.
point,
I'll at least get everyone ready and I'll head inside. We're back.
You do that. Just head inside and go to sleep. I just need some time by myself. Now my question is, do you head inside?
For me, I'm gonna like sit there for a moment though and like debate on going inside or not, and then I'm just gonna actually let you have your space. I'm not gonna though tell everyone where you are. I'm just gonna come inside and just relay that we're gonna be off tomorrow. to be on our way tomorrow, so be ready.
As soon as he hears the door close in the distance, the tears are going to fall. So,
All right. So you were all told that you'll be heading off tomorrow, and that all you need to do is speak with the logistics officer, and that he will get the vehicle that has been procured for you prepped and ready to go so that you guys can make your way across the ocean to the great desert to the south. You all have a lively night. Do any of you do anything specific?
Aura's gonna stay at the kitchen table and wait up because she realizes Creed hasn't come back yet when everyone else goes to bed. But until then, she's gonna have like a drink or two as her last free night kind of thing.
And as we're having our last roundabout, I'll tell Nameless that, hey, I'm at least going to be able to make standard rounds for you while we're out in the field. I was able to learn that much from the artificers.
Ooh, goody.
Also, Aura definitely falls asleep at the table, like on the table kind of situation, but not right away.
Yeah.
Of course, it'd pretty much just be doing bartender type stuff until you decide to go to bed.
Yeah, it's Nez. You seem to be the first one to hit the rack, as you know that you need to at least be up and at 'em. If Creed's not going to be, as you need to fill in your slot as the veteran sergeant and make sure that everything goes swimmingly, or at least try to. Okros, you follow soon after as you finish up your duties. You close up your kitchenette. Give yourself a good stretch as you enjoyed trying out all your new recipes, and you find yourself dawdling upstairs to go and read some more recipe books, exploring options and flavors that you didn't think were something that people enjoyed, and that you make notes about what could be done better and differently. Nameless, after a long day of having teriyaki tuna and a lot of food that just really hit the spot for you, that you've earned after this rigorous test of self over the past few days and such. You find yourself just kind of finding a nice spot to curl up on and just relaxing yourself until you finally find yourself asleep between your two rifles, like the sociopath you are.
Feel like I'm
Or,
sleep, talking in my sleep, petting one of the rifles, going, "This is my rifle. There are
yes,
many like it, but this one is mine."
my answer has not changed.
No, no, I was just trying to,
I, I'm,
reiterate what you were saying.
yes. Or you find yourself at the table waiting
Trying to
for
stay
Creed,
awake.
trying your best to stay awake as everyone else has found themselves heading off to sleep, knowing that tomorrow will be another large day of a lot of firsts, as most of you have not set foot off this region in quite some time since you were children. And so it seems that it is time to stretch your legs and go and continue doing what you do best, which is trying to figure out how to save those that can't really save themselves. And you sit there, drinks in hand, trying to keep the sleeping fairies away, trying not to let yourself fall. And eventually you give in, finding yourself asleep at the table, your head simply laid down on the wood, your drink half empty in front of you, as you just find yourself falling off to slumbers. At this point, Creed, you quietly open the door, knowing that you have to eventually go back inside to at least lay down, if anything, to just go back to your room and hide in there, trying to find a corner that you can be away from everyone as you continue to reflect on your actions. As you step inside, you see Nameless asleep between his two rifles. You see the kitchenette is packed. You see that Nez is upstairs along with Okros. And you see a sleeping Aura at the table, a small oil lamp being the only light in the bottom floor. As you see that she had another mug in front of her with a drink to help you relax if you were to show up. But it seems that she fell asleep before you came back.
All right. I'm gonna destroy this. I'm gonna try to do something nice. So far, my track record has not been phenomenal. So
Not today, it hasn't.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Creed is going to give a small smile at that. He's going to reach up and undo his cloak, and he is going to try to drape it over Aura without waking her up.
You take the time to gently do so. You see that she's out of it for the most part. But you feel that if you take your time, it could be possible enough to do it. And Aura, give me perception at disadvantage, please.
Oh god, I don't want this to fucking go wrong on him. So 15 or 15 because the other one was a 27.
Jesus
Jesus.
Christ.
She's on fire tonight with her
Damn.
I really don't
rolls.
like
Jesus.
this. I really don't like this. I'll be
You
honest.
see her start to stir, but she doesn't really awaken.
Can I turn this into something? Can I turn this
Sure.
into I stir because I'm like pulling it into me and like wrapping myself in it. Because I feel it and I think it's a blanket, so I like wrap myself up in it like I would a normal blanket.
Yeah. So you think that she is going to wake up, but instead you see her just kind of pull up the cloak and tuck it into her shoulders as she kind of wiggles a little bit in her seat, getting herself comfy, not waking up. And you stand still for what feels like a few minutes, watching and hoping she doesn't wake. When you see that she is sitting still, you find yourself heading towards the stairs.
I was gonna murmur in her sleep, I'm sorry. Because she's dreaming about what happened this morning.
Greedy is going to faintly whisper back, "We all are for different reasons." Then, contrary to your statement, he's going to he's going to head upstairs, get what's left of his stuff, and he's going to head to wherever there's still awake soldiers, and he's going to find out where this vehicle is. And that's where he's going to spend the rest of the night.
You get your stuff and you head out, trying to get yourself past your compatriots as they all sleep. You get yourself out the door, trying to close the door gently behind you. Give me sleight of hand.
Come on, come on, come on. That's 10.
Just enough to not accidentally slip the door behind you and slam it. You catch it just as the hinges were to give and gently close it, the tumblers locking into place.
Out of curiosity, I just want to try this, not actual roll. I want to see what would have happened if I had rolled perception to see if I woke up to the door. Oh yeah, 19. I would have woken up.
This is such bullshit. All right, no.
So, Creed, you close the door. Or does not wake up, and you find yourself going back towards the headquarters. Asking a few people who are still awake, the guards and such who are on patrol, you're eventually pointed towards a large area in the northwestern part of New Haven, where you see a bunch of vehicles have been getting put together, and individuals have been getting placed and ready. Small tents and such have been popped up. Parts and tools are kind of scattered around as you just see people working throughout the night. You don't see this vehicle that Leandro spoke of. You see a couple of smaller things that they put together, things that are not abnormal to you. Retrofitted trucks, a small, almost boxy looking vehicle with tracks that seems to move over rough terrain. Things that you've seen the War Master use before, and all seeming to be unburied and trying to be made working. But you don't see the one that he spoke of. And you have an idea of what it could be as you remember the one thing that you had arrived to Ravenholm in before the Godfall happened. But you don't see anything by that description. And so you just find a spot near one of the mechanics' tents. You post up a little lean-to tarp out of some old canvas and just kind of crash out for the night there. As all you were sleeping, you have yourselves a long rest. As Creed, you were the first to be awoken by a loud thumping noise. Loud pops and bangs coming from what seems to be an engine as something tried to turn over and did not.
Creed is gonna get up, follow the sound.
You follow the sound to a large tent. That reminiscent of like the tent you'd see at a circus, a large propped up canvas tent that seems to have smoke and voices inside of it. You see a mechanic come out of one of the flaps in the front, coughing and waving his hand in front of his face as a plume of dark colored smoke, seemed to be tinged with green, comes out behind him. He meets your gaze as he comes out, rubbing his eyes from the stinging. He goes, Watch Commander Creed. Ugh, I didn't mean to wake you. I'm just trying to work on this project that Leandros gave me. Uh, did I disturb you, sir?
Of course not. About time for me to wake up anyways. He'll give him a reassuring smile. What appears to be the problem?
Just this old engine that we've been working on. We're trying to retrofit it to something that Leandros planned. It's just we can only recover so many pieces. We're trying to replace what we can find. If we can't replace it, we're trying to make whole new pieces to take their place. It just seems that whatever this was isn't what we're building it into. So it's been troublesome. Now, just so you're aware, sir, I'm on strict orders to not let anyone but the engineers in here.
I understand. The sounds, I wanted to make sure there wasn't a problem. If you have it well in hand, I shall leave you to it.
Thank you, sir. I heard that you'll be moving out today. You'll see it soon enough. I'd rather you not see it in the condition it's currently in.
Well, and he'll take a step forward and put his hand on the man's shoulder, like give him a good little squeeze. I'm sure it will shock me. In a good way. I'm sure.
I hope so.
Give him a good little squeeze and drop his hand. Could you direct me to where I could find myself some coffee?
Yeah, it's the engineer's mess tent's over there, about 50 yards to the east.
Wonderful. Good luck.
Thank you, sir. As you hear him take a deep breath and step back into the flaps, as you see more of this gray smoke with the green tinge flowing out. As you hear a bunch of metallic banging, and air wrenches and all kinds of manner of tools going off. As he seems to get right back into it. You easily find the mess tent. You can tell with your special eyes that it's probably about 5:30 in the morning. And so the engineers that are awake are still kind of getting themselves together, shaking themselves awake and getting coffee that seems thick enough that you could stand a spoon in it.
He's going to take a sip and it immediately blanch before forcing himself to swallow what I assume to be the consistency of Jello in coffee form.
Closer to like tar, but yeah, you get the gist.
Are there other engineers in there?
Yeah, there's a few.
And he's gonna raise it up and say, "When I joined Leandros, I was told the coffee was mighty fine." He's gonna look dismissively into it. It sure looks like muddy water. Bloody hell, does it taste like turpentine?
While
You
this is
hear,
happening, I'll be
oh,
starting to wake up too.
well, hold on. You hear another engineer call from across the room, go, "That's not as bad as that damn biscuit. It jumped up and killed a friend of mine."
He is going to
And
just go ahead and chuckle along.
and now, as the mess hall begins to unite in song, oh, yeah, it's yeah, Rage, you're good. We're not doing any big fights tonight.
Hi guys, I'm sorry, I'm fading. I gotta jump out.
You're
Here,
good, bud.
right?
It's
I was
all
about to
good.
fall
Have a
asleep
good
and
night.
bang my head on the keyboard.
I guess he's got to go take a
Cat
cat nap.
Have a good night.
Really, Creed?
Yes,
Really?
really.
This
Did
is
you
my
call it?
rifle. There are many like it, but this one is mine.
They all look the
Good night,
same.
guys.
But
Night.
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 Yeah, so while that's happening, Aura, I'm not sure if you'd be waking up this early, but you do seem to be just
Considering I'm
awake.
probably uncomfortable as hell.
Yeah, you're probably uncomfortable as shit, so you're probably awake. But you wake up and you find that Creed's cloak is around your shoulders.
I'm gonna get a little smile on my face because at least I know he came back. And I'm gonna like stand up, stretch out my achy, freaky, fucking disjointed bones because I slept at a table, and put his cloak, like hang it nicely on the back of the chair. Then I'm gonna start trying to recreate the coffee that Okros makes. Don't know if I do it well, but I'm gonna try.
sounds like a roll to
Do I?
me.
I was
That
gonna say,
is
do I have to
going to
roll you something?
be, yeah, that is going to
Uh,
be an intelligence check, please.
Watch
Where is
roll a
my
nat 20.
intelligence? I only have a +1 on intelligence, so this may not go well. 11.
So you at least know to grab the correct beans that he used before. Now, much like how they describe the attributes in D&D, is that intelligence is knowing a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing it does not go in a fruit salad. In that essence,
roll
I need you to
wisdom?
roll me a wisdom check.
Where's my wisdom? Where is my wisdom? There it is. 11.
You know that, at least at the basis of reasoning, that after seeing Okros make it before, you kind of try to mimic his process. But little do you know that there's a spice pirate secret that you're missing. But it does turn out okay, just not as
I
good as what he made.
want to know the spice pirate secret. I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to turn a new page. How do I find out the spice pirate secret?
You have to talk to a spice pirate.
Okay,
Also, I don't know why you're asking the DM. I'm not the spice
I
pirate.
know. I
Fair
know.
point.
I'll bother Okros for it later.
All right, Mr. Banker, tell me the secrets of being an efficient sailor. I know you sell insurance for boats.
Anyways, carry
So,
on. The board's speaking.
so you make a good coffee. Not great, not terrible, but good.
Can I attempt to make a nice breakfast too? Maybe not as elaborate as Okros can make, but I want to make breakfast too.
As you open up the kitchenette, uh, knowing how Okros did it, you open it so that you have access to the food and supplies and such. Again, roll me intelligence.
16.
Very good. So you remember what ingredients that go into what. Roll me wisdom, please.
6.
So your reasoning isn't as good for it. You try your best to cook what it is. You cook a very straightforward.
So I don't kill these men. Do they care if I use a
You're
trait on
not going
this?
to kill them. You use the right
Okay.
ingredients. It's just
Okay.
how you cook them is going to be a different story.
I'm gonna try
So
real hard.
you use what reason you have is you're trying to understand how to cook, as it's something that with the equipment that you see in front of you, it's a little bit difficult. You make something that is, again, it's not on the great side, it's not on the good side, but it's edible. Definitely not to the extent of that Okros made it. Again, you wish you knew the Spice Pirate's secrets that he held so close. Maybe that would have helped you make this breakfast. But
I'll
as you're
try.
pulling it together, you make a very simple eggs and bacon, just very straightforward breakfast, whether with whatever he had in supplies, whether it was sausages or otherwise. You make little jack cakes and just set everything up nice and pretty. The jack cakes are a little cooked a little too hard, a little too brown on both sides. Some of them are really uneven, way darker on one side than the other. The bacon, some of it's really inconsistent. Some of it's like super floppy. Some of it's like really cooked down and very hard. The eggs are kind of well seasoned, depending on what serving you get. Some of them are way over seasoned. Some of them are way under seasoned. Some just have like salt in it, like just a shit ton for some reason. It's not inedible. It's definitely a shock to the system, but it smells okay.
Mm. Oh well, she tried.
And all of you awake to the smells of breakfast being made at this point about 6 in the morning.
I want to have flour on my face too, like on my nose.
Sure, you got it.
Even though I had no reason to use flour. Okros is gonna be real confused.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, so all of you wake up to the smell of breakfast, minus Creed, who's not there. Which Okros gets you up rather quick, as you're not cooking.
Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey.
Well, Okros is gonna go downstairs cautiously.
And for me, as I get up, I'm going to go check to see if Creed's in his room
So,
as I'm just getting up.
Nez, as you go to check, you see that Creed's not there and his stuff is missing. And then, Okros, as you go downstairs, followed by Nez shortly after, cautiously you approach and you see that the kitchen is not on fire. There's no smoke billowing out of the ovens or of the windows. You see Aura standing next to the table with plates set, flour all over her face for no reason other than just being there, it seems like, with a decent spread of eggs, bacon, toast, and jack cakes. Very simple and to the point. There are still a few dishes dirty on the range, but it looks like that she has gone to the rest of them before you awoken.
Morning, boys. Made breakfast and coffee. It's not as good as Okros makes, but I tried. Laura's gonna pick up a spoonful of her own breakfast, eat it. Actually, let me take that back. It's quite different than Okros makes, but still edible. I hope you guys like it, kind of.
I'm going to just like scratch my head and just go, this is going to take some getting used to, like inside my head.
My inner thoughts are confused.
What made her turn a new leaf? Staying inside head.
Okros
Okros,
is
what's your thought?
gonna just make sure his kitchen is okay.
You can see that it's okay, that she treated it well and she treated it nicely.
Excellent.
You are still a little sour that she used the portable kitchen, but what's it there for if not to be used to make food? At least for someone like Aura who is still learning.
Indeed. Well, I will sit down and sample the meal.
So,
Laura's gonna go back to finishing cleaning up.
so the batch you eat, Rexus, or Okros, is all right. It's not super terrible. It's not super great. It's not the best thing you've ever had, but it's okay. And you're actually impressed with the spices that she used to actually season the eggs and jack cakes that are sitting in front of you. The jack cakes taste a little bit like cinnamon and nutmeg. The eggs have a bit of salt, pepper, and cayenne in them. Very well put together. Again, nothing extravagant, but it's good. As for you, Nez, you get one that's also pretty okay. Again, nothing of extraneous value. It's all right. Different seasonings, definitely. Yours has a bit of oregano and lemon pepper in it. Your jack cakes have a bit more brown sugar in them, and it's a little cooked unevenly. But, it's edible, and it's pretty okay. It's a good thing to wake up to, at least.
I would say while we're eating, I'll explain that we're going to go to the vehicle, and my guess is that Creed is already there waiting for us.
Or would like to pack up some breakfast and coffee and take it with them to take to Creed.
Easy enough for you to do.
And Laura,
Yeah?
not too bad.
Thank you.
I think some practice under Okros and you might get there to be as good as him.
By the way, Okros, what's your secret? There was something missing and I just couldn't figure it out.
The chef does not give up his secrets so easily.
She's gonna roll her eyes but smile. And go back to cleaning.
So you guys have a bit of chow. You get yourself sorted, you pack up your gear, and you step outside. Not really sure of where to go. It's about 7:30 at this point. The sun has started to come up, the light shining off the dew that's along the stones and the walls. Relatively straightforward. And questioning on where you need to go is answered relatively quickly by a loud bang and popping sound coming from the northwest part of town.
That must be where the new toy is. I mean, our transportation.
Seems likely.
Guess we better head that direction then, hey?
Well, off we go, right? Everyone does have everything they need from the house.
I have all my stuff. Do y'all have yours?
Yep. Oh, girls would have packed everything up.
Laura packed a lot of it for y'all yesterday too, so that helped.
Yeah, so you find yourself moving towards the sound. And as you get closer, you start to hear singing of sorts. And you become curious of the songs being sung, as they're not songs you've normally heard. Very odd and peculiar, singing about how a turkey jumped off the table, a biscuit ran away, the coffee tastes like turpentine. Very a very odd set of lyrics being sung by a very odd set of individuals. As you come across the mess tent of engineers that are cycling through for the morning shift, having a big ol' rowdy rumble when it comes to getting their breakfast and enjoying themselves. And you poke your head in, you don't see Creed or anyone of high rank or importance you need to talk to, and so you keep going. And as you move past the mess tent, you see a large canvas tent further down the pathway. You see gray smoke with green tinge uh, just spewing out of it in different parts. And as you get a little closer, you start to hear those same lyrics, but it's being sung by two people instead of 3 dozen. You recognize one of the voices almost immediately as you open up the flap and you see a grease covered tiefling uh, yelling lyrics at a elf that is also grease covered as they seem to be whacking the absolute shit out of this metal thing they're working on.
Or it's just gonna be like, Creed? And like hold forth the coffee and the breakfast.
Oh, hello.
Morning.
I would just like to preface this is not my cooking.
Or it's gonna look at Okras and be like, you said it was decent.
I said nothing. Mez said it was decent.
Or it's
Oh,
gonna roll her eyes and just pass it to Creed anyways. It won't kill you. That's as much as I can tell you.
no, no. He's a what was that? Appreciate the offer. I'm fine. I'm not hungry.
Creed
I'd
eats the
rather
food.
just like the mouth half open, smiling. Yeah.
Or is gonna like force it towards him and raise her eyebrow. Gonna take it.
Uh, uh, yes, I already ate breakfast, but I'd love to eat again.
I'm sure your breakfast was great in a tent. Eat the food. You don't have to eat it all, but eat some of it. Because from what I understand, we're going on an adventure today.
And he'll go ahead and he'll take a bite.
And let's find out. Almost a nat 20. So yeah, it's pretty good. It's average. It's not going to kill you. Doesn't taste like
I would.
turpentine. It won't kill you, but it's aight.
I was 100% expecting a 1.
I was
So was
waiting
I.
for it with the way his look has been.
It's like this is rather.
This is where she slipped arsenic into the food.
This is fine. Everything is fine. He's like
This is
desperately not
totally
trying to throw
delicious.
up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Most appreciative. The food. I'm so enjoying it. I need to step outside for a second.
Wait, is
No,
this
but
after
the
he's eating
No.
the food?
no, that was
I
his
was so prepared.
hypothetical.
I was so
He's
Oh.
prepared to like try to find a polite way of being like, I need to go throw up. Excuse me.
Oh, I'm like on a 14. What?
Yeah, no. Apologies. We were been a bit busy this morning.
Singing some karaoke tune?
Not entirely.
Or is gonna look at the elf because she knows damn well Creed didn't break the fucking thing. Creed don't break shit. Or is gonna look at the elf and be like, "You broke it. What'd you do?"
well, I didn't broke it. We're trying to fix it.
How did it get broken in the first place?
It got brought to me broken. What are you talking about? It's the whole job as an engineer is to fix broken shit they bring me.
Well, why is it still broken if they brought it to you?
Because I'm working on it and it takes time. Do you ask so many questions?
Can I give her a try?
It's, you know what? Come here. Fucking, you want to try? Fine, come here.
I want
And he
to try.
hands you a crescent wrench and goes,
Okay.
fix it then.
I will. I'll try. What am I rolling, Bird?
Creed is just gonna like politely like gesture to make space, and then he's just gonna go hide behind Okros.
What am I
You're gonna
rolling?
need to roll me intelligence.
Oh, for fuck's sakes, that's one of my low ones. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Great
Nat
start.
20, nat 20. 16.
So with a 16, you know not to bash the shit out of it with the crescent wrench. You also don't see anything to turn at the crescent wrench at this time. You also don't recognize what is currently in front of you. You
What do I
know
roll?
that it is square, that it is made of metal, and it has many moving parts, but you do not have the background knowledge to understand what it is.
You know not to bash it with the crescent, right? You mean like they were
Alright.
just doing?
That's my popcorn.
What am I rolling now? I'm determined to have something happen with this fucking thing. Either I
Creed
fix
is.
it or either
You
I
roll
fix
me
it.
wisdom.
Roll you
Oh,
wisdom.
God.
Okay.
I was gonna say my character is so ready
18.
to go. No, no, no.
Creed is gonna poke his head around Okros.
18.
That she's not the autistic I was telling you about, by the way.
So with an 18 in wisdom, you take a little bit of reasoning, and you can see that there's a couple of parts you could work on. You feel around for some bolts that fit the crescent wrench, and you give them a nice tight fit. You take a look at things. There's not much you can do with this crescent wrench, surprisingly, as a lot of
Any
this
other
seems to
tools?
take different tools. You go back to the
Bring me
engineer.
the
He
rest of the tools.
goes, "I ain't bringing you shit. You go get it. You think you're so smart."
Or we'll go get the rest of the tools she thinks she needs. Wisdom again?
You're gonna roll me intelligence to find the right tool, please.
Fuck me, 3. was
You
almost
pick up
nat
a
20.
flathead screwdriver and believe it is your God and Savior. So you walk back confidently over to this device with a crescent
Is
wrench and
everyone
a
gonna
flathead screwdriver. Roll me wisdom.
Oh, you fuck! My luck ran out. 6.
You try to do something,
Is anyone gonna
and
stop me
it
before I
just
blow this thing
doesn't
up?
really work. Like you're trying to turn this one bolt that has a weird fitting mechanism in it using the crescent wrench and the screwdriver, and you're just struggling until
Can
you
I go
kind
back
of
to the
give
tool?
up. Roll me. Go ahead and roll me intelligence again to try and find a different tool.
9.
You
Wisdom?
find a ratchet that has too big of a socket on it, and you can't find the other sockets. So now you have a ratchet with too big of a socket, a flathead screwdriver, and a crescent wrench.
I'm not giving up.
Roll
Wisdom?
me wisdom.
6.
You try again in the wrong order, and you can't seem to get this one bolt. You are for some reason fixated on this one fixture piece, and you just
Intelligence?
can't seem to do it. You feel like you're on the verge of a breakthrough. Roll me wisdom again.
Wisdom?
Mm-hmm.
18.
Through some means or another, and through the brute force that a sea elf can muster, you use the flathead and the crescent wrench and the oversized socket to somehow wedge something together with enough torque to turn this bolt just a decent quarter turn before all the tools pop out of your hands. And as soon as you do, you hear it crank over once and let out a loud boom from this device. And the guy looks at you and goes, "What the hell did you do? What the hell did she do, Creed?"
Did I break it?
warned you.
Do I keep trying to fix it?
You
wanna
feel
keep trying-
accomplished.
Is it running?
No, it turned over once.
Nope, we're going to do this till I get it running. I'm determined.
Jesus. Okay. All right. So you guys see
Intelligence?
Aura. So hold on. You guys see Aura run back and forth between the toolbox and this device as the engineer is sitting there scratching his head, and it's just like, "Oh, I don't even know what she's doing. She's torquing a torque bolt. What does she think is gonna do? Does she not know what a damn torque bolt is?"
No, probably not. And I'm about to lose my mind.
Well, if you're about to lose your mind there, you goddamn engineer, you get the fuck in there and help her, because at this point, I'm on my smoke break. As he turns around and walks out the tent with a large stogie in his mouth.
I'm rolling intelligence.
Damn union breaks.
Aura's rolling intelligence for her toolbox.
Roll
hunt.
intelligence.
I'm going up to help because I don't want this
21.
broken.
Not 20 plus 1, 21.
You find this, you search through all these little bits and pieces. You see Nescombe behind you. He's taken off his overcoat. He has his backpack on. He has his little arms out, his little
Rolling as I
helping
do
hands.
this. As I
And
can do
before
this
he can get
roll.
up to you, you're digging through these little bits and pieces. You're looking for this one thing. You know it's here. You know it's here. It has to be. And you find this one socket with a star-shaped bit on it. And you put it on your ratchet, and you walk back up to that metal device, and you were just like,
Wisdom?
I am fixing you. Roll me wisdom.
16.
You slap that bit on there, and you start to tighten it, and you have the reasoning not to over-torque this bolt. So when you start to feel it get a little too tight, you let it go, and you look at the engine, and nothing happens. And you're confused. You're like, I tightened the thing. Why didn't anything happen? Nez from the sidelines, you see her flabbergasted that nothing has happened once she tightened this bolt. She did nothing to actually start it. So someone will have to start it for her to see if it changed anything.
Aura would like to start her own machine.
Roll me intelligence to see if you know that it needs to be started.
15.
Oh my god.
You look at it and you know that it has to be turned on somewhere, but you don't know where it is.
Intelligence or wisdom?
You know what? Roll me wisdom at disadvantage.
K3 was my lowest. Fuck me. Oh, 7, sorry.
So with a 7,
Yeah.
you
Yep.
look all the way around for it, and you have a wonderful idea. You find this
I'm doing-
weird round thing on the front of
I'm
this large metal device. When it tried to start up before, you saw it spin. So you think that if you make it spin, it will turn on the machine. And you have rope on your person.
I do have rope.
So you think this is a great idea.
I don't like your tone right now.
So you pull out your rope, you lead one end through this weird disc, and you tie a knot, and you wrap it around a whole bunch of times. And you just smile at what you've done,
Beyblade, the
and
sucky shit.
you give yourself a nice pat on the back as
I Beyblade this shit.
you grab the rope and you go to give it a sure tug. And the amount of strength needed was way more than you estimated as you go to pull and your legs go out from underneath you and you land on your back.
Well, I'm gonna get up and try something else. I'm starting this fucking thing.
Nez, at this
You want-
point, can you please roll engineering before she blows something up?
What do you want me to roll? I'm not doing.
You're
I'm
on
doing
the
this
ground
by
for a
myself.
minute. You fell on your
25.
back. You got the air knocked out of you. And Nez, you see this. You come over. You see her laying
Don't be
on the
mad.
ground.
If you take this from her, she's gonna be mad.
And you look at her and go, the start button's over here. And you show her that there's a panel that is hooked up to this device that has a big red button on it that says start.
I'm getting up and I'm pushing it.
I'm gonna say before like she gets up to do that, like, would you like to do the honors of trying to start it
Yes.
by pressing this button?
I push the button.
You
I'm gonna
push the
get up and go
button.
push the button.
You push the button, and it seems to turn over a couple more times than it did before. It still billows out this dark gray smoke with the green colors behind it, but it seems to at least turn over more than once. The engineer comes back in, half a stogie still in his mouth, and goes, "What the hell did you do?"
Yeah, what I was supposed to.
He looks at you, and he looks at Nez, and then he looks at Creed, and then he looks at Okras for good measure, and goes, "I don't even know what the fuck's happening anymore." And he walks back over to the device and he starts tinkering with it. He goes, "So I've told Creed about this. I imagine I'm just going to tell y'all about it since you're here. This is part of a bigger device that is not here in this tent with us at this point. This is the heart of said vehicle that you guys will be using. I'm trying to get this thing to start up and stay started up as it uses technology that we don't necessarily know how to work anymore. So I'm trying to set it up through rudimentary means so that it will run. And it seems that with whatever bolt you were tightening and set, seems to have at least made it somewhat happier. Now, I don't know exactly what the deal with this is or what the problem is, but all I know is that it's being a right pain in the ass. And he kicks
Guys,
it as you
I was
hear
gonna say, can I go
a
over and kick it?
hold on. You see him kick it as you hear a loud backfire from it, almost like a growl.
Kick it again.
He looks at you. What do you mean kick it again? I nearly damn busted my foot the first time.
Or it's gonna go over and kick it.
You
Do you need
hear
me to roll do anything?
no. You kick it and you hear another loud backfire that again sounds like a growl.
Oh, Chris, come kick it.
The machine spirit is displeased.
Jesus Christ, Laura. Oh, Chris, you might want to fix your voice.
That was intentional.
Oh, Chris, kick it.
Somehow I do not think that is the correct answer.
Kick it. It does things when you kick it. Maybe you kick it with brute force, it'll do more things.
Yeah, when as they're having this argument, Creed just takes a couple steps further back. Leaves out that then. I'm supporting you all the way.
From back here.
Can I roll intelligence to see if I can figure out what that growl is or wisdom before he kicks it, actually?
I didn't say I was kicking it.
Can I
He
roll
didn't
wisdom or
agree to it.
intelligence to figure out what that growl is?
Roll me wisdom.
Fucking 3, 7.
You don't know what's going on. It sounds like a
roll wisdom
weird
again?
box.
Let me roll again.
No. So at this
Fine.
point, or you are trying to figure out what that sound is. Okros, you're staying out of this one. You're staying back a little bit. Creed, you are now behind like a crate, yelling supportive comments from a
Yeah.
safe distance as the
I'm
other
sorry.
engineer is
I'm good.
looking over the device and questioning what the hell is going on. And Nez, you heard what seemed like a growl come out of the engine. And you've been around some weird tech recently. Can you give me a engineering check quickly, please?
Yeah, Laura's gonna point at Nez and be like, "You fixed it. I tried." And she's gonna go pout in the corner.
15.
So you've never heard something like this growl. You've seen engines. You kind of know how they work. You know, you have a basic idea on how these metal devices move. It's all physics, it's all math. I mean, you have Lucifer, who has his own small engine in him and is somewhat sentient. So you kind of understand that it's the heart of a machine. And so you hearing it growl is not a normal noise things like that would make. And you start looking it over with a different set of eyes as you start feeling it over with your hands, looking for anything out of place. Your helping hands also pulling at things and lifting things for you to look under and around until you finally find a small picture that was folded up and stuffed into what looked to be one of the manifolds. It's aged significantly, burned around the edges a little bit, but it's there.
Laura's still pouting in the corner because she's mad she couldn't fix it.
Do I see what's on it? What's left of it?
Yeah. The picture's faded, but you can see 5 individuals standing in front of a large silver vehicle that had 6 wheels, 2 doors, had these large tanks strapped to the side, and had a grill that was angled like one you'd find on a train. And the 5 individuals standing in front uh look different. 3 of them look a little bit out of place. One of them looks a tad normal, and the last one seems really familiar. It seems to be a large individual with pauldrons and a cloak, with a hood pulled over a horned head.
So it's a Creed.
In faded marker, it seems, along the bottom of the picture, it simply reads, "Long live the chariot, the harbinger of destruction, the carrier of the righteous."
Oh. I want to just bring the picture to Creed.
You find Creed crouched behind a crate.
So, this seems to be the engine to your old ride.
Which I want to understand what you mean.
As I want to show him the picture.
You
Is that
recognize
not
the
you in it?
picture immediately, Creed.
Yeah. Oh, he takes it, and a small smile comes across his face as he runs his thumbs across it. I wondered what. I always wondered what happened to it. They never mentioned anything of it. Damn thing took us across the whole world. I never heard what happened.
Well, I can tell you what happened. We found this at on the west coast of this here region near New West Munster. This is the only thing that we found, minus a couple of pieces of the metal strewn across. This was the only piece that was really salvageable. It seems that during the Godfall, the engine got thrown all the way damn near across the ocean. And some say that when they first found it years ago, that it was still thumping like it was full of fuel. But we brought it back here, and it hasn't thumped since. Not until we started trying to get it to wake up, but every time we try to get it to start, it just turns over once. Seems like it gets angry and then doesn't turn over again.
Or it's gonna look at Creed and be like, "You should try."
All right. Creed's going to.
She's gonna hand him her ratchet.
No need. He's gonna head towards the. I don't really know what to call that. Pilot seat, driver's seat. He's gonna
Essentially,
be
just
running.
yeah.
He's gonna be running his hand along the outside as he makes his way to the seat. Then
As
he's
you
going. Go ahead. Apologies.
as you sit in it, you see that the seat and stuff that they have attached to it is very rudimentary. It seems to be just a regular chair that has been bolted into steel plating that sits beneath the engine. It is extremely bare bones and meant strictly for testing, as it's not really quite all there. Like the engineer said, the only thing they really found that was salvageable was the engine itself. The rest of the so-named chariot was missing. So what they have here is essentially a very rudimentary control panel with a throttle and some other basic controls to try and test an engine, as well as the seat that you sit in while you're doing it. And as you sit in it, you feel a change in the air. Something like it's trying to connect, that it recognizes you. Almost as if you've met an old friend for the first time in a few years.
He's gonna run his hands across the interior. I thought your services were done, but I need you again. Hope you can protect me now as you did before, even if my companions are different. And he's going to reach up to the start button. He's just going to push it down.
You push it down, and with a thunderous roar, the engine turns over and keeps going. The smoke turns from a dark gray and turns lighter and lighter as the green color begins to envelop the smoke. The platform the engine was put on seems to shake violently with the engine turning over. The parts that they have put together to try and just hold the engine for testing seems to almost shake away by the sheer force of what this heart is putting out.
Oh, I was gonna look at Creed and be like, I loosened it for you.
Oh. It just needs... It needs a pilot it can follow.
My brain went to go say something, and I'm glad I stopped myself.
The engineer sits back and goes, well, shit. It seems that it's awake. Well, it means that we can finish up the final stage of getting you ready to travel. Now, we did not have the right material to make a new chassis for the chariot, or for the heart, so to speak. But we did have enough material to make something different. And he was, if I'm gonna call over a couple of the engineers to get the lifts over and get the heart moved, I'm gonna need you to, all of you, grab your stuff and follow me, as we'll be moving the heart to its final destination just a bit down the road here. And so he motions all of you to follow him out the back of the tent once you have your gear. You hear him whistle, and a bunch of engineers start making their way towards the tent, grabbing chains and dollies and stuff, getting ready to move the heart. And he,
Question:
yes,
are we gonna be going through water or anything that would need a boat?
mayhaps.
Okay, so my thought process isn't gonna work. I was gonna say, or we'll just ride her horse alongside.
The engineer looks at you and goes, I think your horse will be mighty happy with the situation you'll find yourself in, but if you look over there, and he just kind of motions to the northwest, and you see this large tarp start getting pulled. This tarp is massive, something that you use to cover a stadium floor. And it just starts getting pulled back, and you start to see metal bits show through as it's exposed. And it doesn't look like the chariot, but it does. You see that it has the same curvature of the plating. It seems the same style, the large exhaust pipe sticking out from it, but it seems bigger, way bigger. It's at this point, just by you looking at it, you can tell that it's easily 50 yards long from bow to stern. Instead of wheels, it has these large circular, almost propeller type devices built into the hubs. The plating rises into windows and statures. It stands no more than 12 feet tall, maybe 15 at most. But this massive vehicle sits there, waiting patiently for the heart to be transplanted. He shows you towards it as you walk the length. It is just a masterpiece. You see that it has ports for gunners, plenty of space for supplies. It just seems to be something worthy of taking back the land that was stolen. And as you see the engineers behind you, their dollies and chains and hooks moving the heart, you just soon realize how big this engine really is. It itself is easily 10 to 12 feet long by itself, thicker than a man is tall. They load it through the back of the ship and up into its hoist. And as it's connected, it's still thumping away, pouring out that green smoke and fire. Once it's fully connected, you see the ship starts to come alive. The plates begin to bend. The blades begin to spin. The exhaust ports along the aft of the ship, the back end, begin to pour out that same smoke that spits from the engine. He points to it and goes, "She was originally called the Chariot, but we think we've found a better name for her." It seemed to come from one of the engineers when he was helping put it together, using what we could from scraps of the dreadnoughts and such that have been found over the years. This has been quite an undertaking by Leandros, knowing that someday we'd be able to get it up and going. He found the name and he put it on the side of the ship there that he thinks would be a good fit. He called her the Valkyrie. And as the ship continues to spin up, you see that the hydraulics begin to shift on their own. The back ramp opens as the smoke begins to become controlled. The exhaust, no longer roaring, becomes a timid green flame licking out the top of the exhaust ports. And you feel compelled to enter.
A mighty name for a mighty vehicle. Okros is going to enter.
Greed gives a wry smile, and he's already on his way in.
As you all enter, you're greeted by a deep voice that seems to echo throughout the pipes of the ship. It simply states, "Welcome aboard. Welcome to the Valkyrie, the final stand of the righteous and the harbinger of destruction."
Say what you wish about Leandros, but the man has never been subtle.
The voice echoes back. No, he is not. I am the heart of the Valkyrie. I served the Watch Commander once. I will do so again.
I have to ask out of character, did this thing fucking talk before?
It only talked to Cactus because he was the one hooked up to it.
I could have sworn, like, wait a minute. I don't remember this thing talking to me. Yeah, more or less. Like,
Mind blown.
he's just kind of looking around. He's like, I don't recall. Rather, put it rather bluntly, I don't recall you talking to me last time.
I spoke directly to the pilot. The pilot paired was one named Cactus. He was the one that made sure the chariot served its purpose, weapons and all. Here, my voice is free to speak as necessary to tell you what needs to be done and assist when things go awry. Leandros has spoken previously to me about where we are going. The Valkyrie is prepared. It just needs a crew.
Well, I'd say that can be arranged.
I would be honored.
All crew to bridge. Liftoff commencing.
As we're going to the bridge, I just want to go turn to Creed and be like, so is this the style he was talking about?
Oh, indeed it is. He's kind of looking around. Indeed it is.
As you find yourself walking to the bridge, you find yourself walking past a number of places. A mess hall, a barracks, an armory. Places that are closed off and waiting to be upgraded or repaired. You see places that other things could fit, storage and such. Things that could be increased and made better. As you finally make it to the bridge through multiple very strange screens that seem to spit out numbers and abbreviations that are unknown to you at this point. You reach the bridge, which it has a large curved glass window for you to look through. Chairs sit in the front, enough for the 6 of you to sit. The 4 of you that are present, along with the compatriots that you have drug along with you, find your seats, Cree taking the centermost and the rest of you filling in. As you begin to hear the spool of the props and the whine of the engine of the heart begin to take over the sound that is outside. As with a sudden lurch, the Valkyrie takes to the air, and you find yourself above New Haven, setting off in a southernmost approach to the next leg of your journey, to finding the temple and releasing the world stones. And that is where we end our session tonight.
I figured we didn't even get to the sandbox.
The world
What's
is our
that, the
sandbox
sandbox?
now.
We're on the way there.
So yes, that is where we end for tonight, as the voice comes over and says, "Angels to drop pods. Drop pods prime."
I
I love it. Very good.
I am very thankful for you not trying to do Cephalon Psi. I like that's all I could think when you're talking about crew. I'm like, please don't like pull out a
No, I
Cephalon
did
Psi
not want to be.
impression.
I did not want to go Cephalon. No.
Fair.
As much as I
No,
love
no, no.
him, he's a little too direct and dickish sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
so
fair.
that's the session. It was a nice, good one. It had a little bit more fluff than I thought, but it was nice. It was a good turnout, a little bit of character development and interaction, which I always love to see. And so let's talk about our favorite moments before we break it out for the night. So Aura, take us out. What was your favorite moment from tonight?
I have a couple.
Yeah.
Clearly, me being as determined as I was to fix the fucking thing. That was funny because I knew I was getting on your nerves with that one.
You were trying. You were trying your damnedest.
I was. And then, obviously, the Creed Aura moment in which she's like, motherfucker, okay. Yeah, no. That was a moment. And the fact that Aura's turned a new leaf and everyone's so fucking confused.
I mean, it confused me. I was like, man, she's really trying hard to just like be chill. What the fuck? I don't even understand what was happening.
Yeah, but no,
Meanwhile,
that was.
Gross is mostly concerned that the kitchen was okay.
Yes.
Me, I
Yeah, no,
messaged
those
him.
were my
Kitchen fucked up. Blood
those
dead
were my
done.
favorite parts. Those were my favorite parts. I can't think of anything else, but I really like those.
All right, Mr. Creed.
I like the fact that up until this point, Jenna, you have had the worst fucking roles in existence. The one time I am counting on you having trash in rolls. Every single time.
Do you want to know why I bested you there? My wisdom.
You were cheating.
My wisdom. My wisdom.
I could just imagine the finger point.
No,
You're cheating.
my wisdom and my perception are both +8s. I had shitty fucking rolls, but those +8s saved my ass.
Well, yeah, if it requires combat, you can't hit the broadside of a barn. But awkward social engagements, no, nailing it. 19s and 20s the entire way.
You know,
It
I was
does
really
that every
hoping
time.
to.
Every time it's something that's
Oh.
going to benefit me specifically and not the group, I roll like a fucking superstar. Soon as it's combat, I'm rolling like 6s, 4s.
Well, to be fair, you did roll a 19 the one time. It's just it was at a bad moment
Yep.
where it made your spell really, really
Yep.
effective in a bad way.
Yep.
I liked doing the emotional trauma to myself. That was fun.
Yeah, yeah.
When I do
I
it,
didn't
it's
even
fun.
have
It's
to do
fun.
it. Yeah. You
When I do
did
it,
it
it's
to
fun.
yourself.
I knew as
And
soon
I
as
loved how you were setting that up. And I was like, oh yeah, I can see Creed wanting to get back at Aura. She was being kind of a turd. And then I
Oh.
saw
No.
Jenna start putting stuff in my chat of what she was doing, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, I
Oh.
was just like,
I was like,
Soon
oh,
as
this is gonna be good.
as
I
you
love
started
this.
saying that, Blackbird, I'm like, okay, motherfucker, I see you. Let's go. Let's go.
I was
Okay.
like, oh, this is going to be great. This is going to be phenomenal. She's going to come outside and she's going to be like, what the heck? And I'll be like, you know,
Haha,
actions have
nerd.
consequences. And then you're like, she was planning a surprise. I was like, oh no.
oh no.
Oh no.
Blackburn,
Oh.
Blackburn,
Oh
if
no,
there's
no,
one
no.
thing, if there's one thing you must know about me, Jenna, as a human, that will bleed into this game, I am one petty ass vindictive driving motherfucking bitch. If I can find a way to best you and turn your fucking plans against you, I do.
See, if I'm able to get outside, I was literally gonna grab Okros by the scruff of his shirt and pull him down, and be like, I will give you 60 gold. Get this fucking wheelbarrow back to the quartermaster now."
Nope, I got
Run
a
with
nine.
it.
Yeah,
You
Get
got
it
an
away
eight.
from
no.
you.
You're like, she's like, no, your back clearly hurts. Please have a seat. Relax. Have something. Here's a glass of water. I hope you're feeling better. It's like, no, I don't want you to be fucking polite. I need you to move.
I got a 9 and you got an 8. Sucks to suck.
Yeah, it was just What made it better was you reacting, because I saw you really, really hard trying to put down the show and be like, I fucked up, I have to fix it, I have to fix
Well,
this.
I was
And
like,
at every turn, nothing worked, and you were like, fuck, I can't
well, I
do
was like,
anything.
the compelled duel was kind of my nuclear option. So I was like, what it does, it doesn't specify what type of duel. And I was like,
Right. No,
you know,
I
if
saw the gears turning. I was like, oh, you're gonna try and start like a fucking like pissing match with Aura, get her away from the door. And I was like,
well,
oh, it's gotta be a wisdom save. She's gonna have to roll low. Like there's the chance.
if I could get her to crack first, I'm not the piece of shit. Like, if she starts insulting me again and then she goes outside and sees this wheelbarrow full of copper, it's still funny. But then it
She
like
just
didn't
didn't
work,
crack.
and I was oh god.
Jenna as the person,
Even-
Aura as the character, and then the rolls. None of them cracked and just kept flopping your plans. And it was just,
I wish
it was fucking
so
tiny
awful.
golf
Saw the
claps. It
wheelbarrow.
was so great.
Even after
the
saw the wheelbarrow too, it was like no crack, just guttural, like upset, like I'm sorry, like I was an asshole this morning, I know, and that was well deserved. I get it, point proven. And crying as she walked up the stairs. I took that knife and I twisted it like a fucking Swan Lake ballerina,
I
motherfucker.
wanted to clarify for Nameless. He is never selfless when it comes to Aura. Like it,
Yeah, that's fair.
like
the whole
Well,
fucking
yeah,
party
but that
turned on
was a
the couch.
situation where he was trying to be selfless for your sake,
yeah,
not
yeah,
because
but
of Aura.
I was fully expecting him to immediately start talking shows like, "Shut the fuck up, cat. I don't need you making the situation worse for me."
You
Like Nez
telecat
move.
you preempted it and you were wrong, and that made it
Yeah,
so
like
much
the
better.
one time
He
he is
normally
like trying
fucks with
to
him too.
like, oh
Like
god.
Nez stepped away from the door too, and Rocos didn't say shit. Like the whole crew was like, "Nah, lay in your fucking king size bed, bitch."
I just wanted to
I didn't
fucking
even know because I
relax.
agreed with it though
Yeah.
to begin with because I was there from the start of the plan. I'm just like, yeah, yeah, no,
See,
I
but
don't know.
you had the advantage that you could say you were just following orders. I was the one who fucking did it. It was funny until it wasn't, and that happened real fast.
Yes,
I
it
just want
did.
to say,
What
I just want to say,
other
game, set, match, motherfucker.
Oh,
favorite moments did you have, Creed, besides getting the script flipped on you immediately?
I liked the fact that I was able to, or like in character, anyways. Like Creed was able to find some way to pull himself back out of the hole, and generally it just came down to being a soldier and being miserable,
Uh-huh.
which is always a safe bet, and that made me happy. So
Yeah, solid.
also apparently the now Valkyrie is gonna be fucking talking to me. That's weird.
Well, pretty
Yeah.
cool though.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Pretty neat. Totally won't be any repercussions to that, I'm sure.
Yeah, totally.
So
Definitely not like the Cherry did anything fucking weird during the first campaign.
no, not at all. No.
I'm more worried
Perfect.
about Nameless with it.
Well, he can't seduce it. Like, what are you worried about?
It won't stop him from trying.
Stop.
He's a cat. Like, what's he gonna do?
He'll figure something out, I
Wait a
guess.
minute.
The fetish for big guns. This thing has
Wait
a
a minute.
lot of big guns.
Wait a minute. Hang on a second.
We're not going down this rabbit hole. We're passing
No,
over. We're going to Nez.
I talk about
We're
that.
going to Nez.
We just hang a ball yard through the ceiling. Like, that will keep him occupied for a while.
Oh, I hate that you're right. Nez.
A ball of a yarn in the shape of a gun.
There we go. Boom. We got it figured out.
We did it. We solved it. Nez, what are your favorite moments from the night?
Well, you know, oh man. Oh. All right, hold up. Breathe for a moment, me. There's been a lot of good moments tonight, to be
There
honest.
has. There's been some solid ones.
I mean, I definitely enjoyed, like, even though I like said what happened, like just when Nameless was like, "What's that?" and I was explaining, "Oh, that's Aura's pet," and just being like straight cut off like there. I feel like as he runs
Oh.
inside, that got me good. The doing the copper, uh, Creed doing thermaturgy in the morning just to yell
Yeah.
3
Wake up!
times as loud.
Wake up! It's the first of the month.
That and then knowing that we have this very nice vehicle that I could probably tinker with to make even better.
That's the plan.
Oh man, like
Oh,
Da,
honestly, I
da,
was doing more of like I was just like tapping all my fingers together like right in front of my face menacingly.
da.
Like when you told us we had a
Menacingly.
vehicle,
the
just
copper
like
necklace is
smiling
another
going,
one I'd like to add
"Yes."
on.
He's just thinking
He's just
menacingly.
menacingly.
I would like to add on the copper necklace as one of my favorite parts too. I forgot I had done that,
That's also a
and
very good one.
he hasn't even noticed it yet.
He hasn't, but that's okay. All right, Mr. Okros, what were your favorite moments?
I mean, the thaumaturgy was definitely pretty good in the morning, but waking up and just kind of being like, "What has she done to my kitchen?"
What has
Going
she done?
downstairs and it being okay, and it just being like, "Oh, okay, good." That
Thank
was
God.
everything is as it should be. But I, as a personal thing, I just the fact that I managed to play Duel of the Fates right before he tried to cast Compelled Duel. I was just like, "Oh
You
hell yeah! I
couldn't have
can't believe I
planned
got
that if
that."
you wanted. You couldn't have planned it if you wanted. That was just perfect
Uh,
timing.
yeah, that I was pretty happy with that moment. But yeah, the whole unveiling of the Valkyrie was pretty great too, especially because it's kind of like Helldiver themed, and the music that I was thinking of for it was the Helldivers theme metal, and I was like, "Oh hell, fuck yeah,
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
woo!" But yeah,
Good.
the whole Creed situation was both awkward and hilarious at the same time. But
It was both.
If there's one lesson we've learned tonight, you will never best Aura at the petty game.
And we'll all keep that in mind. And for my favorite ones was just I like sessions like this where I was planning on you guys being like, ah, yes, we're gonna go to sleep, we're gonna wake up, we're gonna go look at the thing, get on the thing, we're gonna go punch stuff. And it turned into a completely different angle of you guys having like a actual character development, unveiling of different character traits situation. You're all kind of messing with each other and learning more about each other and building that bond of the whole found family situation that a lot of you have kind of leaned into. And it's just like that's the kind of stuff that really builds up a campaign because then down the line it's like, oh, these choices you have to make now have more weight because you have your family with you. It's not just, oh, we're just with these other adventures. Like, oh no, like we've been through with each other through thick and thin. We've learned each other and we've dealt with each other and all kinds of stuff. So definitely better than what I had planned, which is fine. I love that kind of stuff. But I think the Creed digging himself a hole and not being able to get out of it was by far one of the greatest things I've ever seen orchestrated, not by my hands.
oh,
That,
it was so
that the dominoes were set up and it just pushed over and it was wonderful to watch. But yeah, so with that, we'll close out for tonight. We had a nice long session. We got a lot of stuff done and set up and going into the second arc of y'all's campaign of where you're going to be looking for the world stones and dealing with some other stuff outside of the original region you were in. One step closer to going due west and taking out some of the gods that are left over. You know, getting a little bit closer to putting the stake through Zeus's heart and dealing with his shit. You know, one thing at a time. But with that, thank you all so much for being here, my players. This couldn't be a thing if it wasn't for you guys. And then, of course, those watching at home, thank you so much for being here and being a part of this. If you can, go and watch some of these other guys that are doing streaming. Nez here is Stealth Rage 7. He does streaming World of Warcraft, and someone comes and makes bullshit up with us. Of course, Okros is Mr. Rexus, who is also a streamer who's on relatively often, depending on his own schedule. I myself have been off schedule because life is strange. But I tend to play games, and I'm going to be trying to do more with art and music and stuff going forward. But past that point, make sure to follow all of their channels. Follow mine so you stay up to date on the new ones coming out. Go to the YouTube channel if you want to follow up on all the past campaigns we've done that I've recorded. I keep the episodes up to date so that they're uncut, so you can just go and watch them and catch up on everything that's happened. But on that, I will see you next time whenever I get back on to do some more streaming. Otherwise, catch us next Friday for Siege of Etheria, where our 3 players are going to fight a Norn Queen. Let's see how that happens.
You only have 3
Yeah.
left in that campaign.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
It was only a 6-person campaign, and 3 of the people dropped out because they couldn't do Fridays.
So,
it's Rage, Eurexus, and Stealth.
yep.
Correct.
And they're doing the
Okay.
thing.
Yeah.
So no more BFG.
No more BFG.
No.
Oh.
Sad. But with that, everybody, thank you so much for being here. We'll catch you all next time. Let's find out who we're rating to tonight to go give some TLC. We got a few people on.
Bye boy.
We got
I'm gonna be getting
Groovy.
out
We
as
got Stealthy leaving.
Yeah, I gotta be up early to hang out with my parents. So you
Fair
guys
enough.
have a good night.
See ya.
Nah.
We're going to be rating out to Groovy because I haven't seen him in a hot minute. So you guys go have fun with him. He's doing some Lethal Company, which is always a funny thing to watch. And so thank you all for being here. We will see all of you next time. Same channel, same bad time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye boy.
Having you
Bye.
shit.
See if the aura page turn persists.
Oh, I forgot to copy the raid thing.
How
Mine is